All right, everybody, we are about to go live officially here. First, though, we're going to have our guest, who some of you saw and heard just a moment ago while we were testing YouTube, our friend Jaren from Power Up Gaming, introducing us for our con. Is it plus two con? Con 2 plus? Oh my gosh, and I can hear myself on YouTube, and that scared me. All right, for real now, though, here we go in 3, 2, 1.
Take it away, Jaren.
Hey guys, this is Jevin from Power Up Gamers. We are getting ready to do a Con+2 game that my friends from World of War all have agreed to do. But before we get into that, couple quick announcements. Legat's Tomb of Amazing Creatures Volume 3 is now available on Drive-Thru RPG. It's been a long time coming, and it's released just in time for your Halloween games. So go check it out. Second, Con+2. It's a yearly convention, and this year this supporting the Butterfly Project activity, which is over in Uganda, and it teaches the kids how to be social leaders, change the towns and cities for the better by the use of playing different games, including tabletop games. So really worthwhile charity. If you'd like to donate, please go to complus.live and they have a donate screen that they've already raised over 3,000 euros, so you're doing quite well. Also, that's really all I wanted to say before we got going. I hope you guys enjoy the game, and I hope the viewers enjoy it, especially since it's not too often that we have a game that I'm not DMing or participating in on the channel. So with that, I'll hand it over to Bevan, and who will be your GM for the evening, and allow him to introduce his players, characters, and get the show on the road.
Alrighty, Jaren, thank you so much. Wave bye. All right, we'll see you later, man. All right, we're going to be rude. Give me 2 seconds. We're going to kick Jaren out of the call just because, as much as we love him, he does mess up our camera settings. But we're going to see him later. He's going to at least be streaming, and we might pop him in at the end of the game once we're all over if he's still watching. It's up to him. So, yes, unfortunately, I do want to remove Jaren D&D from the party. So, alrighty. We are going to go live with our our Scarland Live screen. And now I didn't have the transition thing set up, so it just popped right over. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Scarred Lands, Gauntlet of Spiragos. By Gauntlet, I mean Dagger of Spiragos, because we've switched. We have our full party here for the first time in forever.
Well, now we gotta sing. Gosh darn it, Bevan.
We gotta sing.
Damn it.
Ooh. We're all in this together.
Oh, okay.
You made a Frozen reference. Come on.
Are we gonna
No.
Is this gonna be a sung through? So
Are
everything is sung?
Is this the
Not a
musical episode?
Yeah,
Yes, everything.
This is the musical episode. You
This
have
is
to sing
early.
everything you're gonna say.
Yeah, usually that's like a jump the shark kind of thing. Yeah. But hey.
But yeah, we are back. Dagger of Spiragos, Chapter 2. I'm a little sleepy. I'm over my grumpiness from last night when my stream dropped while we were ending Cody's spooky stream. He worked on forever, and then we lost the last like 30 minutes because our new fancy fiber internet died yesterday. So I'm glad we're spending money on that now.
Now, let's not bring the salt here, okay?
Oh, I'm still the Salt Master General.
Oh, mine.
As you guys can see, no maps today. We might have a map later, but it's going to be a map that I went, oh crap, and I made a map for. Because we're really just doing some RP fun times. Um, Anybody want to... Yeah, first let's introduce our characters. You know, we should do that since it's been a while since we've all been here. We'll start with John Viva, and we'll kind of do like a Z. So we'll go John Viva, then Mazric, Solemn, Abrams, so just a woo woo woo. You know
Noted.
what I mean? So go, John Viva.
Right. Hi, I'm Sweta. I play the Hollow Legionnaire John Viva, who has massive amounts of amnesia. Generally, her interests are figuring out how to navigate this world and fire. So much fire, y'all. So much fire. If she had a theme song, it would definitely be Pitbull's Fireball.
Not This Girl's on Fire. I mean, okay.
Oh, yeah,
Perfect.
but like, listen, I love Alicia Keys, but like Fireball is just so much more fun.
I mean, okay. Masric?
Name's Mazrak Blackwater, half-orc fighter with the wonderful Scarred Lands Undying subclass, which has been a lot of fun. I'm looking at you, Corin, who just likes to cook and makes his ancestors proud, basically.
Solemn?
That's me. My name is Victor, and I'll be playing Solemn tonight or today. He is a sad robot, Hollow Legionnaire of the cleric persuasion. So I will be T-posing in the background while blessing everyone.
So I should bring up, since this is a race only for this setting, if we've got any viewers who haven't watched any of Scarred Lands, Hollow Legionnaires are pretty much living suits of armor. They're all Edward Elric's, Barry the Choppers, all those good guys from Full Metal Alchemist, who were all dead people who aren't dead people now. So they're not undead, they're still humanoid, but they don't have to eat, drink, sleep unless they feel like it.
They can if they want to. That's their prerogative.
Yeah, it's one of
Heroes
those.
of a bygone age brought back to life by mysterious magical means in order to solve the world's problems.
So,
So
Yes.
epic.
figure out what we did. Sure. What even is life? We just don't know.
So anyway, Ibram Sage.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Adam. I'm playing Ibram Sage. He's another new race in Scarred Lands, an Iron Bred. It's basically a reverse centaur, horse on top, person on bottom.
Yep, all 4 horse limbs up top. 2 normal
And then just legs.
Is incredibly challenging because I'm a ranger and have to use a bow. But
How do you shoot with hooves?
I don't have hooves on my upper hands. Maybe reverse centaur is not a great description, but it's what I'm going with.
It's a minotaur kind of, but no, it's
He's
got
like a
people
Bojack.
legs.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah,
a
exactly.
Bojack.
It's Bojack. It's just
It's
Bojack.
literally a race
Oh,
of Bojack
man.
horsemen.
Oh,
And now we reach a totally new demographic of people. Awesome.
I am Corinne. I play Siusa Salazar. I am an Asathi, which is another race new to Scarred Lands. I am a snake person, essentially. Siusa is a drunken master monk. She's a bit of a lush. She likes a good drink, and currently she is in possession of one of the artifacts of Spiragos. She has a very evil dagger. Everyone thinks you should give up that dagger, and she has maybe.
Oh yeah, and you know, Suida does have the ring of Spiragos too.
I have no rings on right now, but you know.
You possess
Put a
it.
ring on it.
You're not wearing it, I don't think. Because I think you were like, wow, this is an evil ring. I'll put it in my pocket. Corinne's like, this is an evil dagger. Let's stab people with it.
Yep.
What
2
happens?
kinds of people.
Yeah.
Doesn't someone have like the crown of Spiragos?
No,
It's just
Adam-
a cursed crown. It's
That-
not particularly special.
It
Bone
just looks
crown,
cool.
And it's permanently affixed to my brain.
Don't worry about it. He tries not to think about
Semi-permanently,
it.
fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Just
Fine.
putting it out. Just, you know, see what happens.
That's literally what Adam went. He was like, oh, neat. And then he put it on, and then it bit into his brain, and he's like, "Oh no!"
No, I was misled by a magical member of our party and told that it would be fine.
It
What-
wasn't
what-
fine.
Who did that? Did I do that?
I-
Or
Yeah,
what?
you rolled like
You rolled
bad.
you rolled like a 4 for your Arcana check, and we're like, "Yeah, man, it's legit. Put it on." And he's like,
Good stuff.
He was like,
I trust my
Awesome.
friends. Let's pop this bad
Awesome.
boy on.
he was like, "Sounds good," and he put it on. And,
No wonder he doesn't want to carry me around anymore.
Yeah, now
I'm sorry.
yeah, he's a lot more skittish than he used to be.
And that's the lesson, kids. Never trust your friends.
This is the
Not even
opposite of FMA, where we're like, no, you don't trust your friends. You go to the enemy. Fine.
The
Awesome.
real enemies were the friends we made along the way, guys.
So
Awesome.
at the absolute last scene that happened in the last game is you guys got over the mountain that would show you, Fang's Fall, probably over a day's walk away still, but you're at the top of the mountain, you can see it. It'd be like if you're standing on, I don't know, a non-existent mountain in like Aurora, Illinois, looking to Chicago. It's like, yeah, you
A
can
reference
see it.
everybody can relate to.
Yes.
Yes,
A reference
absolutely
every-
everybody
Fine.
here.
A mountain
It's
in
like looking at Chicago from the set of Wayne's World.
Yeah, exactly. Even though most of
Awesome.
Wayne's World was filmed in Vancouver, like most movies,
Very large city.
like most movies that feature American cities, it was filmed in Canada because it was cheaper. But no, you stepped over the mountain, and he's like, "There it is," and you see around the city, like a lot of refugees. Like Jesus, that's a lot of refugees. Um, and that is the scene right now. And as Adam's gesturing and like going from like smile to turning around and going, "Oh, John Viva," you wake up on the back of Keith, and you're yelling about how Adam needs to wrestle that sheep. You get that sheep.
Wrestle that sheep. Wrestle that sheep.
And then
Wait,
you
why
notice
can't I move my limbs?
You are again. It's been. Whereas last time you did your little unconscious thing, it was a few hours. This has been like a week. That you went unconscious at the party after they saved Keith's village, and now you are at a different city altogether.
Oh, she's awake.
Oh,
So
good
what
meeting.
did I
Thanks for
miss?
joining.
A bit. You missed some.
Cultists are after us.
Yes.
Mhm.
And there's people everywhere. Just look.
Just look, just
Oh,
people.
Just
there's
people.
Solemn here. He's one of your folks.
Oh
He's
yes,
our
we
new
met him.
friend.
Welcome to the world of the living.
How long was I out? A week?
About
Roughly.
A week or more. I don't know. It's been good exercise hauling you around, Miss John Viva. Says Keith.
Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah, Keith lives with us now.
Keith lives with us now?
And he like gives you a
adopted?
bit of a salute. I'm learning how to be an archer, just like my friend here, my idol, my iron-bred
So-
iron idol, Abram Sage.
Who's mostly in the melee combat.
I'm
So,
not-
like, does someone have something to eat so I can catch up? Because I'm a little baffled and I'm weirdly hungry.
oh,
I could
Huh.
fetch you something, of course. I mean, I wouldn't want to make some dog for you, but anything else goes.
Some dog.
The problem is, we're probably not gonna get some fresh meat since most mammals we've met or birds are stuck in these spider webs, and I point at any tree in the vicinity which is covered in such huge, disgusting spider webs that
I believe we
anything
have some
living is
boars
trapped.
left over.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll take some. Yeah, just thanks for
Time
catching me.
to. Then I set up my cooking equipment and make a healthy little snack for John Weaver. Come on, dice.
we believe in you.
Sorry,
An
Yeah.
I-
awesome dish.
Oh, yeah.
A 22? Yeah, you're all hale and hearty and full of, I don't know, twigs and berries is probably all you were able to find. But you turned those twigs and
We
berries
still
into
have some
something
boar.
special.
Do we get any temporary hit points?
Yeah, sure. You all get like 4 or something. Who cares?
I mean, I don't think it's gonna matter, but
Exactly.
I need all the hit points I can get. Okay.
I already have
Thank
8.
goodness we're cooking up a nice meal and eating in front of all these refugees.
And remember,
Yeah, perfect.
those don't, stack. You don't get to just collect your temporary HP.
Oh, I know. I didn't have any from before. I
Okay.
lost them.
It
I
sounded
was
like
back at my
sounded
meager
like,
21.
sounded like Mazrik's like, well, I already have 8, so that's add 4 more. And I'm like, what?
No, I already have 8. I don't need this 4, but
Oh, I gotcha.
food is nice.
Yeah, the food is nice. It was like the best. It was boar, twig, and berry granola. It was delicious.
So, John Viva, I mean, really, you didn't miss that much.
The dagger's demonstrably evil.
I mean, I guess. It makes wild animals attack us.
You're really downplaying this one,
And
Siosa.
it makes dogs bark incessantly.
John Beaver's just gonna make really sad eyes at Susa because evil daggers are evil, and let's not do that.
But no, you don't understand. It is such a good dagger. It is so good.
At being evil. Also.
So good at
And John
Yeah.
Viva, you remember the ring you have in your pocket
do
Yeah.
have a ring in my pocket, right?
that
It
you
is
also
the
got
rings.
from there, so it's not good.
Well, I mean, I haven't put it on yet. I don't think I've even tried it. So knowing that, we have a crown that I'm so sorry, Ibram, is now in your brain, and
Yeah.
the dagger is kind of evil, and Susa's not really acknowledging that. I don't think I should wear this.
Yeah, don't do
I
that.
mean, I could. What's the
No,
worst that can happen?
You
Keep
have-
it
I
in-
mean,
keep it in the pocket.
I say try it.
No, come
We
on.
do not need more animals that are against us.
But
No.
what if it does something different?
But
Like more spider webs?
Makes
Yes.
trees against us.
you do have to
Maybe.
roll a wisdom saving throw right now.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh
you-
no.
Oh, damn.
Oh no.
Come on.
Give me 1 second to pull up my character sheet. So everyone panic. Wisdom saving throw, yeah?
Yeah.
Wisdom is one of my worst, guys. It's
Good.
gonna go well.
Yeah, you're
Not
fine.
bad.
You're fine. You have a bit of the Frodo moment where you're like, oh, I gotta put on this ring, and then Abram's like, cut it out.
Hey, what'd I say?
Just slap like, what's wrong with you? You dumb.
Sorry.
Stop it.
Well, I guess Keith, I don't need to use Abram as a mouthpiece for my. I want to have a country guy go. Quit it. What the hell's wrong with you, armor lady? That thing's got a
Excuse
big
me?
old spider on it. Don't you wear that ring, you big old goof.
Am I allowing back talk from Sheepbacks?
I don't know. Are you?
Are you?
No, you know what? No, I'm not saying. We're not going to take it. No, we're not.
So
gonna
are
take
you
it.
gonna go ahead and put that ring on just to spite him?
I mean, really, it's quite stylish. I like the look of it. If you're not gonna have it, I'll wear it.
No.
Corinne,
No.
it would literally do nothing for you.
No.
What if I
Please
just
do
like
not.
it?
I mean, you'll wear it.
Yeah.
It does nothing if you're not a druid, sorcerer, or I think warlock.
You know what? I'll think about it. I'll take all of your arguments and I'll think about it.
There's not.
You'll be putting it on
All
a
right.
put it on a little chain and wear it around your neck.
Yes, I'm gonna Frodo Baggins this.
And then Mazric at a certain point will look at it and go, "Ah, such a little thing." And you guys go, "Stop it!"
Are you telling me I'm going to die if I'm Sean Bean? It's not nice.
Yep.
Yeah, but he died a hero.
He died a hero.
He
He
did die.
still-
a hero.
Everybody
died.
dies someday. You might as well die a hero.
Yeah.
It's just a question of if you want to die as Boromir or Ned Stark.
Well, here's the thing: Mazric will die, and then Fazric will come back in the next movie. And he'll be a lot like Mazric, but he'll be more peaceful. And his dad won't like him as much, and it'll be very sad.
Perfect.
And then his dad will go, a little bit
Cuckoo
crazy.
bananas.
And then
He already is.
eventually we'll have to burn him.
In the middle of a battle.
In the middle of a battle.
waste
Spoilers for
resource.
Lord of the Rings, y'all. Sorry.
Yeah.
We just
Sorry,
spoiled
guys. Spoilers for like a 50-year-old book.
And like a decade-old movie trilogy.
Come on.
Sorry.
Sorry.
It's
Sorry,
Sean
not
Bean.
sorry.
If your plan later this afternoon was to watch the Return of the King, my bad. Man, I'm catching up on all my nerd lore. I'm watching some role play Dungeons and Dragons, and then I'm gonna finally
That one
get
guy.
to watching Return of the King after having. Well, I watched Two Towers like 10 years ago, and it's just been on my list ever since.
Doing so well, guys. So
Poor
well.
imaginary person.
So
Uh,
anyway, great. You
yeah.
guys are on this mountain. There's a couple of
Yeah.
villages between you and Fangs Fall, and at this point, it's like a not a caravan, but it's like a well-walked road that you can tell both traders are trying to get to the city, mercenaries, refugees, all these folks. And it's just up to you guys on how you want to walk forward.
All right. I think we should head straight for Fangs Fall. We're expected there. The Count or Duke or Mayor or whatever sent us out on a mission. So
That
we should
was
be
a
able-
different city.
what?
That was a different city.
That was Krieg
Different
Krieg
city.
Fort.
Oh, damn it.
We were sent out by Krieg Fort.
Why are we going to Fangs Fall?
We're
Because
going
he
to
decided,
Fangs
because
Fall.
it's like the biggest city nearby with like smart people and shit. So you're like, if
Oh.
anybody's gonna know what to do with these stupid dumbass weapons, it's gonna be someone in Fangs Fall.
And it seems like bringing them back to the people who wanted them is a bad idea.
It's like the it's like kind of like the Neverwinter of this area.
Okay.
The big
Makes
city.
sense.
Gotcha.
The Big Apple, the big big Fangs
I'm
Fall.
tracking. Okay.
Susa,
Yes.
could you, under no circumstances, pull out that dagger while we're in the city, please? Unless we need to show it to someone.
I suppose.
5 minutes later, you see Susa like talking with somebody, like showing off their dagger, and she's like, "Oh well, I have something to show you." And it's like, you said,
Get a hold of this.
you said if I need to show it to someone.
We stand next to the guards at the city gates, and then someone asks for coin, and she pulls out the dagger. How dare you, peasant! This is perfect.
Mazurek, do you need like emotional support? Because I can make sad eyes at her and hopefully
I
she'll listen to
can-
me.
Thank
I'll
you.
try to
That's
restrain
love help.
myself.
Puppy armor
John Viva
eyes.
makes sad eyes just to drive the point home.
Don't look at me like that,
Thank you.
John. No, stop it. Fine, I'll keep it put away, I promise.
Perfect. Please never leave us again.
About that.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert for that, but not for Lord of the Rings.
I would just like to keep the group close while we walk, so
Yeah.
no one gets off track.
So as you get closer to the city, you do notice a lot of the webbing is gone from the trees. It looks like, the towns around Fangs Fall aren't having any trouble. Burp. Oh man, I thought this was the season of hiccups, but there I go, burping on stream. No, like the villages are well kept. There's plenty of food. The fields are being well taken care of. There are guards to keep, the poor folk just from running into fields and stealing food. But, it's not like the roads are heavily patrolled. It doesn't look like there's a war here. If somebody wants to do like a knowledge of some sort.
Yeah, I want to
check.
figure out because we know it's due to the wish I could read my handwriting. Latvian hegemony,
Yeah.
right?
Latvian
Nice.
hegemony.
That one.
The
So we know
hedgehog monies.
it's because of them. So I want to figure out if they are if something new is happening or if this has just been an ongoing thing. It's pushing people out.
All right. Well, John got a 14. I'm not sure what you rolled. She got a 14 for history, which works.
Okay.
I mean, as one of the many things you can roll about. So it's not that there's like a specific war, but the clashing hegemony, hegemonies, um, is it's expanding, but it's not expanding in a manifest destiny kind of way. It's kind of expanding, and this is still not good, but more in a current day Russia kind of way.
Mm.
So they're not sitting there going, well, we need to take over half this continent right now. It's our continent now. Bye bye. They're going, we're going to take over this small chunk, then this small chunk, which is still horrible, but it's in a way that it's not getting every other city, state, and country on the continent to just immediately rise up in arms.
Okay.
Like they're not doing a true Soviet Union. They're doing a modern. Oh, we're just going to take this area. We're going to annex this area. This works for us now. So that's why you're getting
Smart.
huge amounts of refugees, but not a lot of people going and fighting back. Because it's like, oh, whatever. They just took, a few hundred square
Yeah.
miles of land here.
They took our neighbor, but they're gonna stop there. It'll
Yeah,
be okay.
exactly.
Ad infinitum.
Right.
Yeah,
I never
they're
thought they would. I never thought the lions would eat my face," said the person who voted for the lions eating your face party.
It's perfect.
It's exactly what happened.
oh.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so I will flat out tell you, if you do need to learn more about Fang's Fall, the four things we can roll are Arcana/Religion, History, Nature, and Persuasion. I technically just gave John Viva the first thing from the Persuasion one.
Persuasion or history?
I gave you the one from Persuasion, just because that's what everybody was actively looking for. But
Could I
I
get
will.
those skill checks again?
Yes. Arcana or religion is one category, then history, nature, and persuasion. So I will also give you the histories that you passed, John Viva. So
I
Fang's
suck at all
Fall
of these.
is a young city built on the ruins of several failed colonies once possessed and traded by pre-Titans War empires. And its port is designed to protect against the typhoons that occasionally batter the southern coast of Gelspad. It's also the oldest known city found on the Fangs Fall Peninsula, hence the name Fangs Fall Peninsula. The city of Fangs Fall, once called South Ledi, whatever, like Ledian, was constructed from ore mined from the nearby Fang Quarry. The municipality's architectural design, however, still shows its roots as an abandoned Charduni dwarven outpost, and Charduni are kind of like the bad dwarves. Its older roads and structures are laid out logically and systematically. Oh man, what else did we get? We got a nature 10 from Corinne, a 15 nature from Ibram. Oh, and then a 16 history from Mazric, so we can do the last of the history ones. Several antiquated mines exist throughout the peninsula, some of which are Charduni in origin, others far older. Charduni mines, like most dwarven sites, tend to have uniformly shaped, well-engineered, sturdily supported tunnels. The oldest mines are more dangerous to enter and are discernible by the sound of falling rocks and the roughly hewn and unstable passages. Okay, so that's history. Corinne and Ibram both rolled your nature check, so we're just going to take Adam's nature, Salem's religion. There's more persuasion to be done if you guys want to do that in a bit, but let's do the Arcana and religion. Well, they are not known as a devout people. The common inhabitants of Fangsfall do worship the gods, mostly in Keely, the Dame of Storms, patron of sailors. Some would gladly help uncover the means to destroy Titanic artifacts, while others would be fearful of such items. The eight-armed beast symbol of Spiragos the Ambusher is not directly associated with the city of Fangsfall. Other than the Devil's March and the Chasm of Flies, the symbol hasn't been spotted. Alrighty. What do we got? Just reading and I sound like a weirdo. Nature.
Nature, you said?
Nature.
Nature.
The abundance of marshlands and hills in the surrounding region prevents the peninsula from growing much beyond the bounds of Fangs Falls City and its immediate environs. Much of the land is not suitable for planting large fields or pasturing herds of animals, but it can be tamed for individual homesteads. A few small settlements and holdings of dwarves, goblinoids, and Slytherin can be found throughout the region. The dwarves and some Slytherin tribes are either neutral or friendly with Fangs Falls citizens. A dark wood forest can be found nearby and is protected by a group of Denev worshipping druids. Denev is the only good titan. One tribe of Slytherin maintains a warren not far from the city of Fangs Fall on the west side of the peninsula. The inhabitants of their village, the Cheery Brine Warren, count themselves among the Redeemed, who have elected to ally with the Divine Races following the end of the Titans' War. The end.
Ta-da!
So-
Nature was so much more interesting.
So unless somebody wants to do another persuasion, we'll let you guys do. One person can do one more check.
Got the
Okay.
best persuasion.
I'm best at persuasion, but you do it. It's fine.
I mean, I'm just asking, like, what's.
I mean, you probably beat my -1.
Yeah, I have a -1 as well.
I have a +2 to persuasion.
Yeah,
Yes, please.
Sweeta, as a charisma-based spellcaster, you probably have the best persuasion. Great. You
Trust
learned
me.
nothing new.
I'm sorry, you were saying?
I learn even less new.
All right.
Yes. So
Perfect.
I somehow make us lose information.
Yeah, we know all about the area, nothing about the people, but that's
Yeah.
fine.
We're totally fine. We're gonna make do just fine.
you're like
That's
the
what we
person
do.
who reads a whole bunch of books on like the history of New York City before visiting New York City. And you're like, oh man, it was settled by the Dutch and blah blah blah, and you get there and it's just not
New
what
York
you
City.
thought it was. You're like, oh man, this place is huge and full of jerks, and it smells like wee wee.
I mean, that's kind of on brand for John Viva, right? With her massive amnesia and like still figuring out, and she doesn't even know if John Viva's her name. So like,
Or just a name or a sound.
yeah, it
A
could be
thing.
anything.
It could be a place.
Yeah.
But
we
hey,
just
part
don't
of
know.
that info we got is that they one of you guys said something about how they destroy magic items, and that's kind of what we're going for. So
Yes.
Can we destroy magic items without destroying your head in the process?
I'm more worried about the Titan artifacts.
Because I mean, at this point, it's
this
not
is
like
secondary.
it's not like Adam is like bleeding from the head, and there's
Yeah.
not like it's not like it looks like poisonous has like the greenish veins that they do in a lot of stuff. It's just a crown that's a little pokey, but it's fine. It looks a little weird. People ask him to
We-
take his hat off when he goes into a building, and he's like, I can't.
Yeah, but yeah, that
Yeah.
one's
Do
that
we
one's
have a
secondary.
hat to cover the crown?
We
Like,
haven't gotten somewhere where I could get a hold of one.
yeah, I think that's first step is buying you a hat.
Keith has a cowboy
Dapper
hat,
hat.
and you are his. He is
Oh,
your
looks like
squire.
Ibram has a cowboy hat.
Yes, sir. So Keith takes
Awesome.
off his cowboy hat, and you see his small, burgeoning 21-year-old male pattern baldness, and he hands over the hat.
Oh god.
Oh,
Damn. So hot and yet ruined so
That's
hard.
the deal. He's super buff. He's super hot, but he's got some male pattern baldness, and he's too proud to shave it, but too ashamed to flaunt it.
buddy.
Like, if it were me, if I were to start going bald, the hair's just gone. Like, it's just gone. I'm shaving it. I'm not. Keith, on the other hand, he's like, I gotta have the, the illusion of
That's so
sexy hair
disappointing.
times.
Well, an ironbred wouldn't have any concept of how that affects someone emotionally. So
You would not. So you're just like,
Awesome.
you're like, oh, great, a hat.
Well, that's an interesting haircut, Keith.
This
Andy Boozleby.
You're like, I didn't know you were a monk. Because, they have those weird
Yeah.
halo
The
haircuts.
tonsure, I think is
Yeah.
what that's called.
Oh, man.
Really? Monks didn't have that haircut in my day. I think they had more hair on
I
top.
mean, yeah. Well, yeah, now, though, they're all, Judeo-Christian
Well,
style.
I'm a monk and I have no hair. So, Keith, you need to shave it if you're trying to go how I'm doing.
He just kind of, like, looks away and puts on his backpack and puts his shoulders up and walks away so that like his backpack goes above his head when he's walking in front of you guys, so you can't see his head.
Well, now that we got that settled,
We got bits.
let's
We
get to
got bits in the
Fangsfall.
chat.
Oh, who did that?
Brillzilla.
Aw, thanks,
Thank
Bill.
you.
No.
We
Bill,
gotta
if
sing
you want to donate, we are currently a part of Con Plus 2. I can post it in the chat again if that's your thing.
Oh man, a 31. What do I have for a 31 on this D100? Okay, so as you guys are going through the town, you do pass by. It is, fall, so it is harvest season. So there are, one town before you get to Fangs Fall. There are a whole bunch of booths set up, like a farm stand style, of farmers pitching their wares. Not literally pitching, because that's not, a good way to run a business, is running and throwing pumpkins at people who walk by. But they're peddling their wares. Not literally, there's no bikes in this setting, but you know what I mean.
We get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's various farm stands and booths and shops, and the occasional, merchant will stop. They'll do some trading, walk away. Roll a perception if you're curious, or we can just keep going.
I will roll perception.
I'm kind of curious.
So, Susa,
Yeah.
you just noticed
Perception.
all these veggies. You're like, veggies, because you're a drunk snake lady.
I am a drunk snake. I have no use for vegetables.
Ibram, though, you get to some of these booths, and this is the most expensive pumpkin you ever did see. And then,
All right, you piqued my interest.
and
I'll
Mazrick,
bite.
not literally though, I haven't purchased this expensive pumpkin. And then Mazrick, yeah, you see this other guy, he's got like ears of corn, and these ears of corn, they're like $20 a dozen, or 20 gold pieces, which is a lot for ears of corn. But every
Damn.
once in a while, somebody's coming by, giving them some gold and buying corn and leave. 20 gold pieces I should probably go with silver pieces if I want a dollar equivalent.
Yeah.
That would be like $200 for a dozen. $20
Still.
a dozen is still expensive.
Jeez.
It's 20 silver.
The city.
I want to
The
ask
city
about
needs
the prices
supplies.
of the food. Yeah, I have an idea, but yeah, I want to verify that.
I would
Alright.
wait until we're inside to buy something because that's.
Why, hello there, friend. Interested in some of my fine, good gourds?
I am curious about your gourds. Why are they so good that justifies this price?
Well, supply and demand. Demand just suddenly skyrocketed. I've got the supply, and you know what? If these fine people want to spend 5 silver pieces on a single pumpkin, who am I to stand in their way?
All right, capitalist, and then I walk away.
Capitalist scum.
What is capitalism?
Oh,
It's a-
let's not get into that.
Yeah. I
There's
break down
much you
capitalism
don't know,
for John
John.
Vivo.
You start
Okay.
taking out books,
Yeah.
including like you've got like Locke, and you've got Marx, and you're like just taking out like a huge pile of books. Like, all right, John Viva, we're gonna study some philosophy and economics.
Yeah. But it's all from the perspective of someone who grew up alone in the woods. So
That's gonna be an interesting conversation. I'm not gonna listen into.
However, as you get farther through the village, you do see a whole bunch of people in stockades, like in the stocks. Like a bunch of people, and none of them look well fed, and they all look like they ain't from around here.
Do any of us recognize any of them?
I mean, you can roll.
Yeah.
What do I roll?
Perception.
Perception?
Gordon knows everybody. Never
15.
mind.
Damn.
So far, no.
Hmm.
Excuse
Oh,
me.
well, I can
So
roll.
they're in
that.
stocks.
Perception, right?
Yeah.
Perception.
So Susa and John Viva, you don't recognize anybody, but you do again recognize that clearly none of them are from down here. Some of them are wearing like clothes that are way too warm for down here in Fangs Fall. Like it's fall in Fangs Fall, but like even winter down here, it stays like 60 degrees. There's some people who are like in furs, other people who clearly are used to live in like a swampy environment. So you can tell these are all refugees.
That's
Um,
quite.
can I approach the stockades?
I mean, as close as you can get. You do notice that no one's throwing food like rotten tomatoes at these stockades because that would be a waste of money this time of year. But yeah, you do notice, they are guarded. They're not heavily guarded. Um, and when you get closer, you just see that they all have signs hanging around their necks that say thief.
Damn.
Well, this just seems a bit unnecessary.
Don't pull out the dagger.
I won't just pull it out for no reason. I'm not that drunk yet.
This
Well,
weapon is precious. It should only be used in the most dire situations. There's poor people in the stockades!
Well, this is depressing, but that's life in the big city. Whatever.
I mean,
Not
can you blame them if food is this scarce?
It's not that the food is scarce, it's that the prices are high. These farmers have taken advantage of these people and drove them to desperation, and in their desperation, they've become thieves.
Well, Salam, clearly you missed my lesson on capitalism to John Viva. So, in review,
But what do you expect of them? To give it away for nothing?
Can we help people though?
now I want to help people as much as the next guy. Don't get me wrong, but we're currently carrying world-ending level items, so we kind of got bigger fish to fry right now.
Yeah, but what's the point of saving the world if we can't help everyone else along the way? Isn't that just as important?
That's very correct.
You can't save a world if there's no people in it.
The ends don't justify the means.
Oh, John, you're so young.
See, even Siosa agrees. We need to destroy the dagger.
Are you drunk, Susa?
When am I not drunk? But that's not the point.
No, the question should be, are you
That's-
sober, Susan?
That's exactly
Make
my
it
point.
That was a very well thought out sentence.
Yeah, I'm just saying, this problem can get conquered at a later date. We need to get rid of the evil items in our possession.
Yeah, but not if people starve to death. I mean, sure, capitalism and whatnot, but
We're half a day's walk from a city where the people know how to break down items. We can't solve the world's social problems in half a day.
no, but we can at
There's
least
And
priorities.
then at
I
the end of
think-
the at the end of the stream today, it's just me going, and you solved half of the world's social problems.
It would be amazing. But I think Adam is right that we should Adam.
Ibram.
Our stallion is right to go to the city.
Don't give him that ego.
Because John Weaver, the ones who could change the situation are the people who control this area, the people in the city. So if we bring the attention to the right people, we could potentially change it for not only this town, but for several.
Is this where I get to have like a flashback sequence?
I mean, if you want, I can't think of a
No, okay.
flashback, but you
Yes,
can have
please.
one.
I'm just saying, people in power never care. We're just people to them. We're just resources. But fine.
They
okay.
listen if they have something to gain from it. That's the point.
John Viva's going to turn a little red, but she will go along with this.
John, I understand where you're coming from, but I think the point is the reason all these refugees are, or at least part of the reason they're coming here. We're seeing you missed this, but there's spiders and like the land outside of this area is getting worse, which is making the crisis worse, which is leading to more people flooding into the cities. Part of it's the Calastians, but some of it is not. And if we can stop the influx, or at least slow it, there'll be more money and more food to go around.
We're not
And
eating spiders. Let's go.
yes, so giant spiders.
Keith is like, man, so you should do more adventuring before noon.
I'm only one drink in right now. Give me time. And with that, she pulls out her flask.
Whew.
Oh, man.
Now I'm just scared. And then Siusa pulls out her flask.
Now I'm just gonna start saying that more, and each time you won't know which is gonna be.
Oh god.
What's she gonna pull
Now
out
keep
this
your
time?
flask next to the dagger.
Yep, they're right next to each other. It's like
oh,
the
no.
flask is like on top of the dagger, like strapped to it. So like every time
Perfect.
you just don't know.
She has to like reach behind her dramatically, and we're like,
Yeah.
"What's the big reveal?" And it's the flask.
Next
Never
session,
I'm so excited to see a flask.
next time we see her, she has changed the grip of the dagger to another flask, a smaller one. Look at this.
Oh, I have to draw the dagger every time I want to drink. Oh no.
I didn't want it to be this way. It's just how it worked out.
If
It's
we-
just what happened. I went to a blacksmith and had this done. It just happened.
It was
But
an
she's
accident.
not an alcoholic. She's not an alcoholic. It's
Bevan?
fine.
Yes.
Do we cross any beggars or something as we walk along?
I mean, yeah, besides, the people who are, in the stockades, there are just folks, begging. Mostly, mothers with children.
And to a few of them, I will give here and there a few silver, so I spend in a total 10.
Alrighty, is that... Oh, that's just a whole gold. I'm like, is that gonna balance something out? No, I'm just being a goof.
No, I have 4 gold and 90 silver. Perfect.
Alrighty, yeah. So you finally get, through the towns up into the wall of humanity, I guess. Humanity? Live humanoidanity? Because it's not all humans. The
Life
humanoidanity.
forms.
Yeah, so there are, technically only a few hundred feet between you and the city gates. However, it's so packed with refugees that you can't just get up to the gates.
Not with that attitude. I say it is a very hollow, giant walking armor who could be very scary with the right circumstances.
So I think the plan is we'll have Solomon John lead the way. Like they can clear a path?
I don't know if we can. We can try.
I mean, you guys can just try to squeeze your way through.
I mean, holy people are always well respected, so I would assume Solemn could lead the way.
Very well. I shall lead the way.
Alrighty, roll a, I guess a strength check since you're kind of elbowing your way through.
Right.
Or you could roll in
Oop.
like intimidation or
first one.
persuasion to like presence your way through would be my feeling.
Now, with the 9, like, you're able to push through. It's not like a, look at me, I'm in charge, push
yeah.
through. It's more of a,
Excuse me. Pardon. Sorry. Come with
excuse me. Eh.
Can
Oh,
I give him
jeez.
backup of some kind? Like I mean, I can't obviously give him like a boost to his rolls, but
I mean,
follow him close
what
behind.
magic you got?
Oh, I mean, fire, obviously.
Fire.
Well,
Burn them!
we're not
Hang
trying to.
on, wait.
You're not trying to start a riot.
Oh, I know. Hang on, I got
Yes.
something. I'm fairly sure I have something. Wait,
That's
wait.
what you think.
All right. Well, logically, you're not trying to start a riot. John Viva wise, who
Um,
knows?
I have pyrotechnics, but that's a level 3 spell.
No, let's look at your low level spells.
Yeah, I only have thunderclap and
Do you-
infestation.
Well,
As
what do you have for
cantrips.
cantrips? Like prestidigitation?
Nope, I only have firebolt, blade ward, thunderclap, and infestation.
Oh, you have exclusive combat spells.
Yeah, I wasn't built for
Perfect
sociability.
city.
Wow.
Solemn, you've got thaumaturgy, though.
I don't want to scare people either, to be honest.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, we're pretty scary as it is, all things considered, right? Because we're pretty
Yes.
rare.
Well, I
as
mean,
Hollow Legionnaires.
you're not the yeah, but I mean, you're not. This is a big city. You're not in the boonies anymore, where just being who you are will scare people away.
I think that we might also attract unwanted attention from the guards, and before we know it, we'll be in those stocks the same as those children.
Oh, well, hold on, wait. I think maybe we create like a diversion.
I have a perfect idea. Why don't we go back to that merchant and convince him to lower his prices? And then we can tell all these people that a crazy merchant is selling corns on the cob for a cent. All the people will come running.
Perfect.
I'm game to try.
We
I
can
mean-
try.
That is in no way what I expected.
But did you expect exploding sheep last time?
No,
Remember the exploding sheep, guys? That was so much fun.
I mean, that was just
Yeah.
It might divert some of the masses. And if that doesn't work, we can buy some food and hand it out to people.
Well, who's
That
the
could
real
also
person handing
backfire
this
on
out?
us.
I want to ask someone why they're all trying to get into the city.
I mean,
The simplest thing we could have done.
We might be overthinking things.
I ask someone why they want to go.
So,
to the
you know,
city.
if they're not trying to get into the city for food and we're like, hey, we got food, they'll be like, no, we got
Should I
other
just
reasons
roll
that we're trying to-"
investigation, Bevan?
yeah, I mean,
Come
go
on.
for it.
Nice.
Darn it.
Well,
Oh,
I mean, Masrick got a good one. Siusa didn't. Ibram didn't.
Zeus has been drinking, so,
So,
hey, John.
John Viva, you start asking people like, "Hey, what's so important about getting in the city?" And they go, "Well, look around you. Giant spider things everywhere. The hegemony's all over the place. There's no food anywhere. This is like the only place nearby that, will eventually accept refugees and not kill us. Like, there's always work. This is a port town, so we can use, we can get farther from, it's a port town. It's a big port town. It'd be like, why did everybody show up at New York City and not, Miami? It's like, yeah, Miami's a port town, but it's not like New York City that was like the place to go to get new jobs, go travel all over the place. I guess the better example would be, why is everybody showing up to New York and not Atlanta? Not like some landlocked city. Like,
Perfect.
Well, we are here to try and help, and we just need to speak to some of the people in power to, see how we can kill the spiders and get food better.
and he goes, "Oh, well, just this way," and he doesn't move at all. Because this is just like a peasant, so
Yeah,
it's
this
like,
is some dude.
Is there like a guard or anyone that we can see that we could talk to?
yeah. I do want to point out that John Vivo almost just had like her Wonder Woman moment. Like, we need to go and kill Ares, and everyone's like, "What?"
Perfect.
She's like, "We need to talk to the leader of this city to stop this," and the guy's like, "Okay."
Well, what if I like, I don't know, put someone on my shoulders and we just sort of like play a massive, like a game of chicken and try to wade our way through?
I mean,
I call on top of John Viva's shoulders.
No. Why don't we
I
try to go?
I think I'm the lightest.
Yeah, but why don't we try to go with Solemn's plan? And if that doesn't work out, we can make the stacking.
Stacking Hollow
cleaver.
Legionnaires.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah,
like a twin.
perfect.
all right.
Yeah.
So Adam was looking at guards. Adam, roll a insight check.
I also have a brilliant plan, but I will do that.
What is your
All right.
brilliant plan?
Well, first of all, his brilliant plan is get a 19 on the insight check.
Damn.
So you can tell just looking at these guards that they're not excited, of course, to be having the refugees come in.
Hmm.
And you can tell that some of them, like, they're not being nice. You can tell that this has been going on for like months. So maybe like, 6 months ago they were like, "Oh yes, please, we need to accept everyone." And now they're like, "Jesus Christ," or I guess Danev the Titan. There's just like no room in this damn city. This
Okay.
isn't there's no room in America where there clearly is. There is literally no room in this city.
Okay.
Like, they let people in because they have to, but they're intentionally making this take a lot of time.
Okay.
You
So
can tell
what was the name of the town that we set out from initially with our mission?
Kriegsfort.
Kriegsfort?
Yeah,
Okay.
and that is
I have
like
a bunch of marks from Kriegsfort guards because that's what we were recovering.
Yeah.
I want to pass those out to the party.
Okay.
All right, follow my lead and start bellowing Kriegsfort official business, let us through.
Oh,
Showing the badges.
well, roll a bluff or deception or whatever the hell it is in
All
this
right.
setting.
How about
Deception.
intimidate? That sound good?
No.
Oh,
Because
come
you are
on.
lying. You aren't trying to. You are actively lying. You do get advantage,
Deception.
but you are absolutely lying.
Can I ask?
Well,
Aggressively
it's
lying.
official business
Yeah.
for them because we found these items that we're trying to destroy.
That's why you
Just
get
take the
advantage.
All right.
Fine, you can roll intimidate with disadvantage or deception
No,
with
no,
advantage.
Deception with advantage is great.
Yeah.
Thank you for being so generous.
You're welcome. A 12. So that works kinda. A lot of people are like, Kriegsfort? I ain't not heard of no Kriegfort. Cragfort? What's a Kriegsfort? However,
The name just gets worse and worse the more people say it.
there are some guards, you do notice that to the side of the big portcullis that has a single individual there, doing, letting everybody in, there are a group of guards near a much more heavily guarded, smaller gate. And you do get closer to like the magistrate who would let you in, because some people are moving out of the way. They can kind of tell that you guys are legit. You got people in suits of armor. You're all, relatively, you have some sort of bona fides. So you can decide, do you want to go towards the official, or do you want to try to just go to the guards to the right and see if you can convince them you are legit.
I think we should tend towards the guards on the right.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Hopefully, I'm worried that if we go to the guards, we're gonna get arrested for impersonation.
Not
Hey,
necessarily.
have it lied. As long as we don't lie, because we are on official business from
He's true.
I
Kriegsfort.
used to be in the militia
Hey, that helps too. All right.
back when I was first brought into this new life.
Hmm.
Perhaps there are people in these guards who also were in the
Quite
same
interesting.
capacity parts of the army. Now, this is something that I picked up from the Scarlands book. It's a background called the Veteran Network. Yes, the Scarlands book
Oh.
have new backgrounds in them as well. So yeah, I have access to a loose and widespread network of militia members. I want to see if there's
Right.
maybe someone I can recognize and talk to, or maybe a name that I can drop.
Yeah, why don't you roll a D100 and over a
Sure.
65? You do. And
Ooh, percentile.
yes, a 65% or higher. Well, there you go.
Nice.
Just over.
Right.
So you remember one of your fellow Hollow Legionnaires who did not want to serve the Hollow Legion as you do. When he left, his name was Karsgard, and Karsgard decided he wanted to live up to his family name and be a guard, and he went to the closest population center nearby that served the relative common good, and that's Fangsfall.
Okay. And what is his position in Fangsfall?
He is just
a
guard. Just lowly guard. He's not
Okay.
a sergeant or anything. He didn't even get to specialist. He's just a guard.
What did you say his name was?
Karsgard, the guard.
I need to write that down.
Kar is spelled with a K, so Karsguard.
He guards some cars.
Exactly.
Cars.
So, are any of the guards around a Hollow Legionnaire?
No.
No. Okay. Well, in that case, I will approach one of the gates that have. Well, we are approaching one of the more heavily armored gates.
Yes, the
heavily
ones
defended.
that are not for civilians.
All right. I might know someone who's on the inside of Fang's Fall. An old legionnaire. He did not wish to serve the Legion and left, but I do believe that he is currently serving as a guard inside of Fang's Fall.
Maybe we can ask for him? Like, go to the guards and, be like, hey, I have a friend inside here. More convincing than I am.
Perhaps we're here to deliver a message.
We are.
Messengers are
Yeah,
always
yeah.
welcome in cities.
In a way, we are, so that could work out.
Does anybody have some parchment or
Or are you just
Anything
gonna
like that?
forge a letter?
Well,
we could?
I mean, we
No.
we literally have one of his old friends right here.
Yes.
We're doing a lot of deception for no reason. Remember,
We
we're
ask
on the
for-
side of justice.
Maybe
we
I'm
don't
just
have to
drunk.
trick anybody.
Maybe I'm just drunk, but I
We're-
don't know if they're
We're
gonna
on the
believe
side
we
of
know
peace,
him.
justice, and
Yeah.
the Lydian way.
All right.
Is it the alcohol or the dagger talking with that deception? We just
Is it
don't
the
know.
dagger hall?
It's the dagger hall.
The dagger.
All right. We must allow the truth to speak for us. I'm
Yes,
going to
please.
approach the guards.
You approacheth them.
Yes.
Are you gonna greet them before they greet you?
I am going to get to a respectful distance and give them a slight bow.
And like two of them are like sitting there on barrels playing cards. Another one's just leaning on the wall, and one of them just stands at attention and comes forward. Spear held not up, but kind of like this is like,
He's
what's
leaning
your
on it.
business?
I'm here to meet an old friend by the name of Karsgard, a legionnaire.
Roll a, I guess just a good old whatever the diplomacy is on this one is called.
There's deception, persuasion.
Persuasion, because you're not truly lying, as Adam pointed out. Goes, Karsgard. I know him.
He is part of your garrison.
Glowy fella, doesn't drink much. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. He's actually working down on the docks today. I mean, if you've got like 8 hours to wait around till the shift's over, he might be able to come visit you.
Is there any chance that you could let us in so that we can visit him?
Me? Here? No. We'd get fired out of a catapult into the ocean if we did that. However, the magistrate lady on over there, here, come on over. Come follow me. I'll lead you on over. And he kind of like elbows through the crowds and gets you guys to the front of the line and looks at this old lady and goes, Magistrate Zalindra, sorry, your name's hard to pronounce. I've got some folks here with semi-official business who I think we're gonna just let cut to the front for now. And I have something to read. As you approach the official, she regards you wearily. Her shoulders are slumped, and the dark circles under her eyes are a sign she hasn't slept well in days. Were it not for her finely trimmed robes and officious manner, be easy to mistake her for one of the refugees. And she looks over at the guard, and then looks back at you. The city's closed. Unless you have official business, I can't let you in. But you are still at the front of the line, and now you are actually able to persuade a lady.
I'm gonna look at the rest to see if maybe they want to say something.
Seuss is gonna wave with her fan, like at you, like no, go on. Nothing
I
to
guess-
say.
I guess I got stuff to say, but people don't normally listen to me.
I got nothing to say.
Okay. Evening, magistrate. Hey, so we do kind of have some official business. I'm hesitant to get into the true nature of it. But
Well, her
we,
eyes kind of like raises a little bit, like, hmm?
So we're some professional adventurers, and we're working for Kriegsfort right now. And there are services available in your city that will help us meet those ends. We're not planning on staying, and we're not a bunch of leeches on your economy and all that. Can't stress that enough. But
We ain't here to take your jobs.
if we could just pop in for a little bit, take care of some business for Kriegsfort, and then get on out of here, I think everybody will be a lot better off.
All right, roll the incredibly low persuasion check you have to beat.
Oh yeah, I will do that.
Come on. I
I'm gonna
believe in
cast
you.
a spell on
Don't
him.
screw it
Hey!
up.
Oh,
yes!
Abram, yes.
20.
The man, the
Alrighty.
myth.
So, she raises higher and goes, Kriegsfort, huh? And she flips through some of her papers, takes out a map that's like, it's like a foldable map, but it's like on a wooden backing, like hold together by like it looks like almost something that an adventurer wish they would have, because it's a wooden backing. It's got lots of hinges, and like as she folds it out, it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you can tell it's a huge map of Gelspad, but it's modular. So she only opens up like the Fangsfall Peninsula chunk.
I don't want to interrupt,
Yes.
but we just got a raid from Quantum Dungeons. Hi guys,
Hi,
thank you
Quantum
for joining
Dungeons.
Oh,
Oh man.
Welcome.
Hello.
We're trying to get into a city.
Hi.
Currently we are a part of Con+2. So if you want to donate, it is a good cause. I'll post about it, and then feel free if you want to. If not, no worries. Enjoy the show.
You didn't share the link there, you goofus.
I'm going to right
oh,
now.
okay. And are we going to get into the city? Are we not? Who knows? It's quantum playing. It's confusing. So yeah, Adam, you totally pass this check. So yeah, she goes, oh yes, indeed. So Kriegsfort, huh? What kind of she's interested though. She's not like asleep. She actually takes a sip of what you hope is just coffee and not just dirt water. You hope this is not an example of what the water in Fangsfall looks like. She takes a nice big old deep drink and goes, what kind of official business from Kriegsfort? We need a bit more than, any
yeah. Oh yeah, I get that.
yeah. I mean any handsome horse could gallop on up and try to convince me that I need to get into here, but this lady is like an 85
Just casually
woman.
flexing while talking to her.
You're like, oh yes, we need to go over there.
Yeah, so
Show those guns.
We seek a scholar, someone gifted in the arts of unraveling magic.
Ooh, magic, you say? That is something that we could always use. I don't know why I'm going.
yeah,
straight
she's
for
suddenly
Eber.
talking like me. That's weird.
After hearing Eber talk, she goes, "Ooh, magic, you say? Well, boy, howdy! I can't wait to get some of you and your prestidigitations and your."
She's actually a changeling. She is changing into him as we speak.
Oh no.
Her people change into those they most admire.
I'm into it.
Anyway,
I don't
she
think
goes
about
back to her relative old lady voice and goes, "Oh, magicians, huh? We could never have too many magicians. What with your food conjuration and your building fixins and your rat huntings, but I don't know. I think you guys are gonna have to put up or shut up." So she needs a demonstration of some of your magic abilities.
Madam, you
Hey,
you've been working many late hours.
I mean, I could set a rat on fire.
that could be detrimental
Please
to
no.
our health.
Please
If you
no.
require any assistance, I can provide medical magic.
You got them. You got them healing fingers. Armor boy.
I have been gifted with the ability to heal. Yes.
Well, lay it on me, so to speak. Lay on
Oh.
the hands.
I am going to say a prayer about circles and life, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds.
I like how you're just like circles and life and all that stuff these people eat up. Yeah, you do notice that, she doesn't look as exhausted. The dark circles under her eyes go away, and she goes, well, gadzooks, I feel great. I'm just going to keep with the whole idea that this whole peninsula is Hicks. Not Hicks.
That's fine.
Because, I naturally have that kind of accent. Adam will sometimes drop into that kind of accent. We're not Hicks. We lived.
Remote.
Our schools have cornfields.
Yes.
Adam's
Just
school
lean
bus was a
into it.
pickup truck. Okay.
Not accurate. But
Damn.
When I
Did
finish,
they just dissolve your high school though, Adam? Or was it
I
your
think
middle
so.
school?
Yeah, I think they dissolved it. Yeah.
Yeah, the population of the town Adam grew up in is so small that they dissolved their high school and they're now part of a local high school. So we're not from, we can get to Chicago from our house. Like, we can get to one of the largest cities on the planet. We're just are not from there. So anyway, yeah, so roll another persuasion check, but this time roll with advantage.
who gets to roll it?
The one with the magic fingers.
With advantage.
Technically.
With
That's gonna be
advantage.
easy.
This is
Gonna
going to
be
be
easy.
you already. Oh yeah, you pass it. You would have passed it with the 6. Like,
Damn.
don't worry.
I'm just going to, when I finish my prayer and I see the color return to her face, I'm going to say, keep in mind, this magic is not substitute for a good night's rest.
You've got it, champion. And she sits there and she pulls out a stack of not a stack, a handful of blank passports, and she holds them each up to your faces. And when she hands them to you, they all have what look like, like hand-drawn pictures of all of you. Some of them are better than the other. You can tell that they don't, like, for the suit of armors, it kind of is just a suit of armor. It might not be an exact match. She's like, sorry, these are for more corporeal folks. But here you go. These are 1 month passports to the city of Fang's Fall. They can
my
be
ears
taken
that
away
big?
at almost any guard's leisure. Don't cause too much trouble, and please behave and enjoy your stay in our fine, not at all overpopulated city.
Seuss is gonna take a look at the passport. How good of a representation of it is it of her?
Oh no.
Of Susa?
Of Susa, yes.
It's Susa, all right. It's a hand-drawn Susa.
How is the craftsmanship?
Goodness.
They captured your inebriation.
Good.
So, like, one of
Good.
your eyes, like, how sometimes you see those ID pictures, which reminds me, I need to get my license renewed in, like, 5 days. 'Cause it's my birthday.
Cancel the stream. Bevan's got chores.
It's my birthday next
do it and
week,
you're
and
gonna
I need
stream
my
it.
new license.
It's Bevan's birthday next week, y'all.
Yep, I'm gonna be.
Whoop, whoop.
When we play next week, I'll have been 30 for a day.
Whoa.
Body stream.
Yeah.
So we're gonna party, right?
No, I am gonna be especially old. I am gonna have.
We are
Oh,
already a
wow.
party.
Oh, you're gonna put
Nah.
powder in the hair and the fucking beard. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna put flour in my hair and beard. And...
You're gonna draw some
Powder, like-
wrinkles.
Like flour, like botany flowers, or flour like
Flour.
pastry flour?
Pastry
Like
flour
flour, like
to make it
pastry-
look
To make
white.
his hair look
To
white.
make it Look white, yeah.
Oh man, can you please wear a shirt with suspenders?
Oh, I have
Please.
suspenders I can get. I got like 5 pairs,
That would be amazing.
mostly for weddings and whatnot. But I have them.
Fancy old man stuff. So.
Suspender and bow tie too.
Oh, I have bow ties. I wore a bow tie for a wedding.
It looked very cute.
It took me a long time to tie because I have a very big neck, both from being overweight and lifting. So It did not. I was choking the moment the ceremony was over. That bow tie came off.
So it was cute for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyway, we digress. So Susa takes a look at the likeness of herself. Gives it a good
she
look
goes
over.
like, "Hey."
Yeah. And
Yeah.
she's
So
like,
that's the picture in yours. Like everybody's
I
like sitting
like
there
it.
standing stock still for their picture. She holds it up
Yeah.
for you, and you're like, and that's the
I
picture you have.
I just go near her to shut her up if she would just do anything offensive to anyone.
We seem to got into the city without incident. Let's continue.
This is why Solemn
No
wears a
need to
mask.
linger. They got a lot of official business going on here.
That's
Let's
very
go.
smart. Maybe I could convince Susa to wear a mask too, like.
Susa like flips a coin to the magistrate for the passport. Like, not like I'm bribing you, but like, good job. This is nice. I like it. And then goes into the city.
She
It's like,
just likes
okay.
the
She
craftsmanship.
tipped her for the art.
She goes, "Thanks,"
Thank you very much.
and she like
Just
lets
go.
you in. She's like,
Thanks.
she's not gonna give you the gold back.
I
You're gonna
will-
mark
will-
it off on your character sheet.
I know. I was about to say I'm gonna mark it
Okay.
off. I have 461 gold now
Okay.
because she tipped the artist. Okay, she's a patron of the arts.
Yes.
Pay your artists, friends.
Yes,
Hashtag
pay your
life
artists.
lessons.
Be like
Always.
Susa. Maybe only in that way.
Yeah.
Please pay your artist. I'm starving.
Specifically, pay Victor. He's starving. Look at him.
Yes, if you need assets on Roll20, I should buy some of your Roll20 assets and start using them,
They're
You
pretty
should.
good, yeah.
and then we can advertise them. We'll deal with that later, though.
If you like, I can make you some. We'll
Yeah,
talk about it later.
We'll talk.
This message is brought to you by.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a store page you want to link in the chat, I mean, do it.
I'll drop it in the chat. Sure.
Cool.
So, as you enter you notice that Fang's Fall is a strange yet beautiful city. It has like it feels like a city that is relatively like anarchic, there's
Archaic.
not archaic, anarchy. So is anarchic.
Built kind of randomly then?
Yeah, so it's a well-built, well-designed city, but I mean, there's just people hawking stuff on the corners. There's people pushing each other around. There's people arguing, across the street through the windows. There's stuff hanging between buildings. But there are guards all over the place. But there's just not enough guards to keep strict order. So it's kind of like if you imagine like the beginning of this is going to be another big literature one. So at the beginning of Tale of Two Cities, when it's like, yeah, the town is kind of shitty. They drop the wine cask and everybody goes nuts over just the wine that's spilt in the street. I feel that this is the kind of city that will like someone spilling food on the ground would turn everybody into everybody runs against the food and runs away. Like the guards don't have the time to stop pickpockets and little arguments and fist fights. They're here to stop large robberies and sword fights and magic fights.
So let's start a magic fight in the city. Got it.
No.
We will lay low.
And
Someone say fire?
one thing you guys
Yes.
do notice though, whereas in the other areas you went, people kind of gave you like a wide berth because of your carrying the dagger and the ring kind of gave you this evil aura-ish. In here, no one gives a shit. It's kind of
Whoa.
like the saying, you're rural if you can stand naked in your backyard and no one, there's no neighbors around. You're
What?
suburban if you stand naked in your backyard and your neighbors call the cops. You're in an urban area if you stand naked in your backyard and your neighbors ignore you. Because it's like they've got worse stuff going on than just a group of adventurers with some evil weapons. Like
I would
you're neither the first nor the last person to be walking into this city with evil world-ending weaponry.
I love the city already. It's beautiful. I would just like to ask someone where the docks are. I think the old friend of our good Solemn would be a wise person to consult.
Yes.
Makes sense,
If someone
yeah.
knows if someone knows the city and their people, it should be a guard, right?
Yeah. Believe it or not, I don't actually. Actually, I might have it way on like the last page. I don't have saved in Roll20 a good map of Fang's Fall, and I will totally do that for us next week. Yeah, I mean, you could just do a investigation or a persuasion check just to interview folks. And
Man, I'm good.
what did you get? Another
6.
6.
Yeah, I mean, you can get to the docks. It's not like you're going to be there in like 5 minutes. You didn't get a Keith to show up and go, oh, it's over there.
You're just like, if we know what kind of areas to avoid, because I don't want to stab anyone.
Oh,
I
how late at night is
Susa would be looking around to see if there's another like hat shop or a clothery or of some sort.
Okay.
Is there one?
I mean,
I got a 13.
yeah, it's a city.
I would like to buy Keith a new hat. He looks so sad.
Oh, okay. I got to come up with a haberdasher name.
Ooh.
Welcome to the haberdashing rogue.
I think Victor might have a good name for you.
What is it,
But
Victor?
he got up to grab something.
Yeah. Got excited and ran.
Yeah.
Can we, when she goes for the hat, can I just see if they have any masks or something?
I mean, yeah, they're gonna have, some of the basics. Like they're gonna have, you don't find much for cowboy hats for Keith, but you do find like flat caps, and you do find, an expensive Three Musketeers style hat, and
I would bring Keith aside and be like, Keith, come here, Keith.
yeah, Miss Yusa.
You can pick out any hat you like, Keith.
Any hat I like.
Any hat you like.
Any
It's on
hat
me.
I like.
It's
All
on
right,
me. You give
so-
us so many wonderful sheep facts. I would like to return the favor with a beautiful hat.
And Keith, I want to point out that we couldn't come into the city to destroy these weapons because of social problems, but now we're putting everything on pause so you can pick a hat.
Yes.
The
It's
silky
very
porcupine. Oh, that's a good one. All right, so yeah, it's the silky porcupine. That's a good name. for a
One's
haberdash.
outward appearance is very important. I can't stress this enough.
All right, so not only is this the first time Keith has been to the big city, this is the first time anyone's offered to buy him anything that wasn't like utilitarian in origin. Like this is like the scene in Django when they're like, "All right, Django, wear whatever you want." So Keith is like wide-eyed and he's looking, he's trying on stuff. He gets like a bowler cap and is like, nah, and he takes off the bowler cap and he gets a pork pie, which is almost the same damn hat, and he tries that on. And then he sits there between the bowler cap and the pork pie, and he ends up leaving those. And he does find, however, a fancy tricorn hat that looks like it's made of felt. So it's a really big felt tricorn hat with the most obnoxious looking plume on it. And remember, Keith is still wearing a plain white linen shirt with wooden buttons, brown linen pants, and boots. And
So he looks like a colonial American.
until he
Robin Hood.
grabs
Amazing.
like this hat, though, because this is just a huge fancy hat. And he walks up to Susa and goes, "Miss Susa, I think we found our hat."
It's a wonderful choice. Beautiful. All right, bring it up to the shopkeep. Tell him it's on me. Make sure it fits correctly.
At the
Fit
shop,
is very important.
yeah, he gets up to the shopkeep, and it's currently like sitting like here on him. The shopkeep goes up to him, gives him a look, and snaps his fingers, and it goes whoop, and fits him just perfect. And the
Good.
shopkeep will go, "Alrighty, ma'am, that'll be about he's a little gnome, so that'll be about 10 gold for the hat and 1 gold for the magical fitting."
All righty, here you go. Seuss is gonna, hand him the 11 gold and then an extra for his kind service.
Jeez.
Probably more money than Keith has ever held in his life.
Yeah, so Keith is wearing probably the most expensive thing in his whole village. It's worth more than like his bow and his sword, and he is just like he's walking around town, tipping it at everybody.
Oh yeah.
He's like, "Oh,
Ooh.
my lady, my lady."
What have we done?
Someone should
What?
tell Keith to maybe not do that.
Keith,
Yeah, boy will learn. He'll
Keith,
figure it out.
can you
Feels
do me a
great.
favor, boy?
Yes, sir.
But look how happy he is.
He is-
I just
it's-
brought joy to him.
Your hat is
good.
amazing, but maybe not flaunt it to make other people jealous of it. That would be most kind.
Nah, I'm here as an example. Look, you could grow up as a poor shepherd's assistant, and then one day you will be the world's worst ranger's assistant and have this fancy hat.
Maybe that's not something you should tell other people. For
He
now.
is, he
It's
is,
not a secret.
he is the worst poor person who's coming into money. You have awakened something in him for the
Oh,
finer
no.
I
things.
love it. It's wonderful. It's
You're
great.
gonna
He
wake
said
up tomorrow
no.
and he's still gonna be wearing all of his same ugly clothes, but he's also gonna have an ascot.
I occasionally take off my hat, look at it, look at Keith's hat, and just get kind of sad.
Well, I would have bought you one, but here we are.
Here we are. Well,
Now
let's pull
Keith has
ourselves
the
up by
nice
our
hat and you
bootstraps
have the rubbish. Whatever.
You
and,
live and you learn.
let's go destroy this horrible evil dagger.
So do you guys still want to go towards the docks to meet?
Absolutely.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I think we're still going to the docks.
I want to do.
Now that we bought Keith a hat. It was very
Does,
important. Thank you for humoring me.
Does Masrick still want a mask from the Silky Porcupine?
I would like to get a mask for Susa so she doesn't offend anyone, but later we need to hurry. I would.
That might
I
not be
think he
Seeing-
just called me ugly.
No.
Rude.
Just seeing the situation outside,
Mm.
in what kind of shape the magistrate was, the sooner we fix this, the better.
Gotcha. So yeah, you guys can go straight towards the docks. I also want each person to make either one intelligence investigation check or one persuasion check. One or the other.
I am equally bad at both.
Persuasion?
Can I do an insight check?
You cannot.
Damn. Okay.
You said investigation or what?
Oh
Or
man.
persuasion.
Man, Ibram, look at that.
All right,
Nice
so everyone but Masrick learned something.
That's
So I'm
Great.
gonna find the ones that are super useful.
What's going on?
Sorry, I was stretching.
Oh.
All right. No, because I have a list of things I can let you all know.
All right.
All right, so Solemn, since you are also looking for your friend, the guard, you do learn
Yes.
of Dame Commander Sempronia Raho. She is
What a name.
sympathetic towards refugees, and she would undoubtedly seek for the destruction of the relics.
Commander.
Yes. I can give you
Hmm.
the whole name again. Dame Commander. So she has both a political title and a military title. So Dame Commander.
Sapronia Rahau.
Yes. So that is spelled phonetically. So Sempronia Raho.
Got it.
Adam, you remember learning about the leader of here last time you were in the city. You remember Lord Vrail, so Vrail, who took over the city a couple decades ago in a pretty much bloodless coup, and he is mostly interested in ensuring the safety of his people at all cost. So you know he's not specifically interested in the relics themselves. But he might, if you somehow get his favor, give you some resources to destroy the relics. As long as you prove that you're worth, giving this aid to.
Okay.
Masrick doesn't get one. John Viva. You learn of Tide Brother Atanis Inton. So Tide Brother, and then Atanis, Atanis, Inton, Inton. He's a loner who's known to be friendly with the Church of Enkili. He'll probably side with whatever the clergy of Enkili decide.
You're gonna have to spell all of that one more time for me. I'm putting it down in the chat so people have it.
Yeah. Tide Brother, Atanis, Atanis, Inton, Inton. He's a loner who's known to be friendly with the Church of Enkili, so the big church in the city. So he'd probably decide to side with whatever the church decides. All right, who else gets to learn something? Siusa. And then Siusa. You learn of the Veshian agent known as Duchess.
Oh.
She spits on the Titan spawn, and she may well already be watching you guys secretly to see what you do next. Assuming your general goals align, she should help you destroy the artifacts.
I like the cut of her jib.
You are a Titan spawn.
I know.
Yes.
I just like that specifically she spits. Like it's very strong and forceful.
good.
I like it. I would probably actually hate her in person. I like the idea of her.
I'm surprised that Ankini has a church in this town. I suppose it does make sense. As a port town, they would do well to pray to a god of the sea.
Yes. Well, that was the first thing you learned with your intelligence check.
Yeah,
Goof.
you told us like 20 minutes ago that they had a big presence here.
I wasn't aware that there was a church of it.
Yes.
Okay.
And Keely is like the big dog of the big gods. Dog. Anyway, so you guys are going towards the westernmost marina to find your friend Karsgard. On your
Yes.
way, however, Sweeta, I need you to roll a constitution check.
Oh boy.
That ring. It's that darn ring, y'all. I
You
didn't
can
put
do
it
it.
on. You said Constitution?
Yes.
Oh.
All right, Sweeta, halfway through walking, you flicker, and then you just boom, fall down to the ground.
Wait, what?
All right, I'm gonna run over and check on her.
Yeah, you
Yes,
do
please.
So, or not sweet. Jamaiva.
We all do.
I think
Has she gone out again?
Yes.
You know, gone.
Yes, she has
that's
gone out.
highly unusual.
Yeah, this is the first time Solemn has seen this. Because Solemn, what you had heard before, to you it sounded like she was just resting for long periods. So she would go to rest, and then she just wouldn't wake up quickly. This is not what you had thought they were talking about when they said she shuts off for long periods of time.
This is totally different.
Yeah, this is totally different. This is her literally walking and then suddenly is a suit of armor.
Didn't you say that's normal for your people?
Well, that's what
Nope.
he thought normal was, oh, I feel like it's time to rest. I'm going to rest for a few days.
No, in character, Mazrak wouldn't know. That's why he's asking.
Oh,
Because-
I'm sorry.
Solemn looks a bit concerned.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
well, mask, but
fine.
you can hear the candor of the voices a little bit like, this is highly unusual.
That's not good.
So this isn't normal then?
No, sudden collapse. This is tantamount to death.
Oh, well, it's normal for her.
She always wakes up. I mean, Keith, come here now, dear.
That's how
Darling.
it always happens.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Miss Yusa, he says as he tips his hat.
Can you pick her up for us, please?
Yeah, so he reaches, underneath her cape where he has attached the arm straps and straps her on and picks her up. And like normal, he's like, gotta get my leg day and back day in if I'm going to be a great soldier like my favorite man, the sheep stallion. So you guys
Yeah.
roll perception checks.
Oh man.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Masrick. Thank God, because otherwise this would...
Master, you finally rolled well.
Yes.
So you guys hear, general laughter, people going, "Oh, another one of them!" Like, "Oh, another Legionnaire in the city, just blocking our roads." Like, most of them are complaining, but you do hear them saying, like, this is something they've seen before. And you hear specifically two gnomes. I don't think they're actually gnomes in this setting. Two halflings, sitting at a table at a cafe and goes, "Oh, look, another one of Professor Fizzlewhip's patients is falling down in the middle of the street. That's all right. His assistant should be here to pick her up anytime soon."
I would like to go over to these nice gentlemen.
"My, you're a tall one." "Hello
Look
there."
down.
I just keep doing WoW gnome
Nice
quotes.
to meet you,
Yeah.
strange halflings. I was just wondering, you talked about some Professor Fizzlewith?
Yeah, Professor Fizzlewick. He's a he's a he's a halfling scholar such as ourselves. Or not scholars. I'm not a scholar. I'm a musician, and that's my friend. She doesn't do anything but leeches off of my musicianship. And she like pipes in. She's like, "I'm your singer," like, and like that kind of raspy voice. He's like, "Yeah, as I said, she kind of leeches off of my masterworks." So Professor Fizzlewick, he's a
Mm-hmm.
he's a half elf, excuse me, halfling scholar. He's been studying this occurrence that does happen with the occasional Hollow Legionnaires, such as your friend, where they just kind of...
So this is normal in the
also
city.
going to approach.
"Oh, it's one of you. Are you also one of the professor's patients?"
No, I'm a recent arrival in this city.
"I mean, aren't we all? Am I right?" And he like takes a sip of his coffee while he chuckles and twiddles
Tell me
his
about,
his mustache that makes my mustache look like tiny garbage. It's
tell
like
me about this phenomenon. Are there many Hollow Legionnaires within the walls of Fang's Fall?
Well, yeah. Other than the occasional guardsman and sailor or whatnot, most who live here are patients, and this is a...
Patience.
Yes, patients. They're here. They're they pop on and off. Every once in a while they fall on a small child or a dog. They can't control it, and they just poof away and they poof back. You know, Bringing you guys back from the dead, I guess, isn't a perfect science, and sometimes it just doesn't stick right.
This is very concerning. Where
Yeah,
does this
you're
professor
telling
of
me.
physics have his clinic?
Down on the Western Mercantile District. Not quite the docks, but it's on the way. I figured you're kind of close, so I figured that's why you would have been associated.
Oh, we're very new here. Can you point the direction for us? We would like to get her checked out.
Yeah, and he just points. Yeah, just keep following the road, and then take a right and follow the smell of rotten eggs and the purple and pink and green smoke and the screaming. Just kidding. There's no green smoke. Just kidding again. There's actually no screaming. Anyway, he's that way.
Sounds like a party. Let's go.
Let us leave and check if they are able to help our legionnaire.
Yeah.
Come on, Keith. Take good care of her. Come on now. I like this one.
This one, as Solemn's over there, like, oh.
I'm disturbed. I'm highly
Something is
disturbed by
happening.
this.
And while you're highly disturbed, we're going to highly go on a break because I need to make more coffee. I'm sure people need to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to turn desktop audio off so you won't be able to hear all these friends. But you can still hear me. I am putting us as BRB, and we will, in fact, BRB. I turned on the wrong audio, so good thing I didn't start talking immediately. Hi, everybody, and welcome back. We've all got our coffee. We've all got our kafifi. Adam is out of true gamer mode because he's now standing instead of sitting. Solemn, just hello there.
There he
Pause,
is.
please.
Yeah, Adam turned his desk into standing desk mode, so it's
Yes.
business time. It's not game
Business
time.
time. It's time to solve some problems.
What time is it? It's business time. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So we're back. So you guys have a John Viva and directions to where to deposit your John Viva. You get
Yeah.
there and
Take care of your John Viva.
it's just gonna have a drop slot. I don't know why I have the book up because
Don't
this
worry,
is all
Susa-
made up.
Susa wouldn't let them just drop John Viva down a drop slot. Don't worry.
Yeah, she'd take the ring of Spiragos first.
Yes, she'd take the ring first.
Imagining
Plot
us
twist,
opening
you
up.
find that the ring is now on John Viva's finger and it won't come off.
Oh no!
We have to take her hand.
It's like poke.
Can't leave it behind.
I might steal your hand.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the ring is on my finger and I accidentally put it on at some point because I was klutzy.
You just fell into it. You were just
Oh,
walking and like you
man.
fell and you're like, oh, I'm wearing the ring now.
I guess I put a ring on it.
Like Frodo when he fell in the town. You were just dancing. You were dancing on top of a table, Sweeta, showing everybody how great you are, and you tripped and fell backwards, and boop. The ring landed on your finger. And then he disappeared, and everyone was like, whoa.
Maybe
Then
it's my
Jim-
body fighting the ring. We don't know.
And then Viggo
Maybe.
Mortensen was all, are you trying to blah, 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 blah? And it's like, Viggo.
This is a very Lord of the Rings heavy episode.
Spoiler alert for Lord of the Rings.
I've been really wanting to watch Lord of the Rings, but I don't want to sit down like 3 hours a day to just watch a single movie.
My sweetest son.
Apologies for the interruption.
Because you know I'm not going to not watch the extended one. So,
I mean, you have to watch the extended
is Sweetest
edition.
Dad in there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
hi, Wei
that's my
Tai.
father.
Why
Yeah.
are you at home? You're just home
Hello.
every weekend, aren't you?
Yeah, I've been home a lot of weekends, so it just happens to be that I'm here today. So
Greetings to him.
yes, that's my father roaming around. He waves. He's waving off camera.
That's all right. Hi, Mr. Sweeta.
Would you like to,
It's a very different thing.
would you
Yeah, I
like
think
a
that'd be
guest
sweet
role
as
while your
husband.
daughter is gone? You just take your father.
Oh man, I don't think that would be his jam.
Bye now.
Goodbye. Perfect.
Bye, Mr. Mohapat.
You
Don't
try.
try it. Don't try it.
Mr. M.
Don't worry about it. Mr. M is totally legit.
Perfect.
I feel so bad. Because I've got a hard last name, too. So,
Don't worry
Like
about it.
McCormick
I'll,
or
I'll teach you how to say it sometime, Bevan.
it's McCrory. I have 1.5 vowels in my last name.
Corey.
Four in a row, right off the bat.
McCrory.
4 consonants, I mean. It's MCCR, and then an O, and then R and Y. So it's a half a vowel at the end there.
People always say McCory or
McCreary.
McCreary. It's never right, but that's okay.
It's the double C's that really gets people. So,
Well, at least they don't just completely mispronounce it like by adding letters.
like your
Generally.
last name was.
Yeah. People would say my last name as it was Spagnola before I changed it. People would just add letters.
Like Spagnolia.
Like Spagnolia. Or they would try and get rid of letters and it would be Spagnola or Spagola. Like they would just drop random letters or add random letters. And I'm like, no, it's really phonetic. I'm not asking you to say it in Italian. Just like phonetically read it.
Just say my name.
Phonetic.
So anyway, yeah, you guys start going down the streets towards Professor, what did I name him again?
Fizzlewick.
Fizzlewig? Oh yeah, very common gnome name.
I don't know.
Yeah, Fizzlewig.
Isn't
that
he a
sounds-
halfling?
Yeah, but there aren't gnomes in this setting, so
Yeah.
So he's a
makes
gnomic
perfect
halfling.
sense.
halflings and gnomes kind of got rolled together. That's what I always do. If there's like
Sense.
two races that are similar, but one doesn't exist. You kind of roll them together. Like in the Ravnica setting for Magic, there aren't orcs, but there's like trolls and goblins, and you just have to decide what that orc is going to identify as. Is he a big goblin? Is he a really small troll? Is he a Biclops? Some sort of mutant cyclops? Who knows? So as you guys go down the streets of Fangsfall, the closer you get to this workshop, and you can see the smoke poofing up in the air, and it does smell kind of gross. You turn the corner, and you see a big sign that says Hollowton, and this is the Chinatown of Hollow Legionnaires. And you notice the strangest thing about this town is the ground is clear so that when people shut off, they don't hurt themselves. Because you can tell this is like an area where lots of people, lots of hollows, whose not programming, but their magic isn't quite right, live. So there is the occasional chair just with a suit of armor just sitting there, not moving at all.
That's
And
pretty unsettling.
there's
Yes.
shops that cater to Hollow Legionnaires. So there's lots of shops that sell fancy pieces of armor. There's shops that sell armor polish, armor maintenance kits. Because while you do heal, it's more like your metaphysical glowy body that heals. Your armor, if your armor breaks, your armor still breaks.
Yes.
So there's not, cafes. And if there's the occasional, food cart, but it's definitely not to serve hollows. It's to serve people visiting them. It's a very stark contrast to the super busy city outside, and you notice that you don't really see hollows until you get in here. So you can kind of get the feeling that they kind of tend to stay in this town, mostly for the treatment that John Viva had when she suddenly stopped living. People don't sit there and go, "Oh, a hollow fell. Let's go and pick them up and move them out of the road." They go, "Oh, a hollow fell. Let's take their shit and draw mustaches on them." Just all over them, because they don't know what you identify as your face. It could be your hand. So they just draw mustaches all over you.
Just covered
Just
in mustaches.
That's
Damn.
weirdly open-minded.
Yeah. They accept that your mouth might be your hand.
I
but
don't
they're
know
still
where you
gonna draw
identify your
mustaches.
face, so I'm gonna throw some mud at the wall.
Yeah. We're going to throw some mustache spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks.
Damn.
Oh, I mean, if Susa had a quill right now, she might start drawing mustaches on John Viva. Now that the idea is percolated, I mean, it's there.
I mean,
Oh man,
why
that pouty
not?
lip. Oh man.
You'd look so good though, John. You'd look great. So many mustaches.
Too much maintenance.
I will just try to hold her off from messing with John Weaver, please.
You see Corinne pick up, reach into her pocket and take a piece of charcoal, and you're like, "Stop!" Not
And I
right
just
now.
make that face.
Now is not the time.
Mhm.
All right, later.
So yeah, you approach.
Anyway,
You approach
Never.
a building that doesn't make sense, both culturally or architecturally. Everywhere around you, it's either old dwarven buildings from back when this was, a dwarven city before it got abandoned, or more recent human, Lydian style, wrought stone buildings. Ahead of you, you get you see a building that looks like it started off as a small little round gray shack hut. And then on top of it, there's a tower at an angle made out of stone. And then next to that is a shed that's kind of just there. And next to the hut on the ground, you can tell that that's been built out into a more square building. And you guys know this is probably Professor Fizzlewick's shop. You don't want to, profile the man, but from his name and the look of the magical building,
you can kind of put 2 and 2 together.
you put
It's probably him.
you put 2 and 3 together and tell that this is a gnome home. You know what? I'm gonna double check to see if there actually are not gnomes in this setting, because I'm pretty,
I'm
Man.
pretty sure there are gnomes in this setting.
and I'm just being an idiot
Or racist.
or
Yeah.
racist. Because
You're just getting rid of gnomes entirely.
yeah, right.
Who needs gnomes?
Ugh.
I mean,
we need a gnome right now.
are there any
There are
guards or
not. There are
Okay.
not gnomes.
Hmm.
I'm correct.
You're technically correct. The,
The
best, kind of correct.
However, just like I said, if somebody wanted to be an Aarakocra or any of the races that weren't actually in this game, we'd make it work. So I just think gnomes are just a culturally different from halflings, but racially they're this, physically, biologically they're the same.
Gnomes are indigenous to the jungles of southern Termania.
Yes. Yeah, that works.
Intensely xenophobic.
Awesome.
That's
Well, at least they
xenophobic.
brought it upon themselves.
Mystical connection with the animals of the jungle.
Are you making this up, or did you
Vegetarians.
Google something for Scarland's
Yes, I did.
They are Ewoks.
gnomes? Oh.
That's amazing.
And thus
Looks
they
like
eat
it.
people.
See, that
That's
might be like a
amazing.
path from the Pathfinder gnomes, because the 5th edition doesn't have gnomes in them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably what it is.
Because the Pathfinder version had a lot more stuff.
Because
This
it was
is-
around since like the 90s.
And it was around in the Pathfinder setting, where Pathfinder is like, yes, you can do that probably. You just have to do the math and the legalese to make your character make sense.
Back in my day.
Yeah, back in my Pathfinder day, I was a gnome fighter who had jumping laser boots. Because there are lasers in Pathfinder, like in the setting, like there's androids. It's confusing.
What?
Yeah, so
What?
tangent time. So the
Because we
Galarian.
haven't started that yet.
Yeah, exactly. Galarian, the main setting for Pathfinder, one of the areas is the best way to describe it is Conan the Barbarian and Mad Max versus like space lasers, because like a couple spaceships crashed there like centuries ago, so there are lasers around and there are androids, and they've got a lot more sky metal like adamantium and stuff, because that's what the ships were made of. It's very
That's cool.
weird. Yes,
I
hashtag
like
ancient
weird.
times.
I like weird.
So if you guys,
Pathfinder's weird, y'all.
if we ever want to play, oh god, I don't even remember the name. Cody DM'd it and it was fun.
Iron Gods.
Iron Gods. If you ever want to do the Iron Gods in Pathfinder, look it up, because it is very much space lasers and guns and magic and barbarians. It's really interesting. Anyway, so yeah, you get to the creaky, fall apart but not falling apart building. What do
Are there
you
any
do?
guards?
Are there
Or
any guards?
anyone outside?
No, I mean there's chairs. There's a there is a drop off, but it's not like a drop slot. It's just an area that's got, there are the occasional chair that does just have a dormant Hollow Legionnaire there. And Sweeta, I want you to roll a D100. We're gonna see if you wake up.
Oh man.
What's the rest of that lyric? Wake up.
Yeah, so you're just gonna roll a D100 to see if you wake up.
No, wake up.
Legionnaires are not supposed to
Shake
live
up.
like this.
I'm Corinne.
36. Nope. You though Keith does feel that you heat up for a moment. He goes, geez, make up your mind, John Viva. Golly, and he keeps walking forward.
It's just sassy. I gotta remind me when I wake up to just kick his ass a little bit and show him who's in charge.
Wow.
We can all, like gather around. You'll just watch as you.
Punt him.
Yes, just kick him. Oh, poor Keith. Poor simple Keith.
Is that gonna be his title? Simple Keith.
Got too much sass. He's got too much of the sass mouth. Can't take
Keith,
it.
the simple.
Call me Sassy Keith the Simple. Or Keith the Sassy. Or Keith the possessor of fancy hat.
I
But yeah.
knock on the door.
Yeah,
Yes.
so as you go to knock on the door, there is a sign that says the doctor is out, but the door isn't locked and you can go on in.
I'm going in.
All right, you go on in.
I follow Sodom.
Excuse me, more hiccups.
What are you doing?
Hiccuping. And
No, I
maybe
mean-
burping.
Susa
Sodom.
would kind of like stop and like take a look like at the hollows that are dormant that are sitting outside, just kind of like, hello.
Yeah. No one moves. One of them does have a mustache like on his bicep. Um, and you can tell like all of these suits of armor are vastly different. You can tell one has armor that looks like he was maybe at one point part of the Colastian hegemony. You can tell one is just, it looks like scrounged together chunks of iron rusty armor. Um, so yeah, some of these guys, were raised with great purpose, but most of them look kind of like how John Viva's armor is unique. These guys look like they have more like plain armor.
Hmm.
Because John Viva's armor is a very uncommon kind of armor made specifically for spellcasters of her people, so that she can be a suit of armor but still cast magic without the magic like exploding her fingers off. Because that's how I like to think spell failures work. That like your suits of armor explode because you're trying to shoot magic through your armor. That's definitely not how spell failure works. But since I am never a heavy plate mail spellcaster, I don't have a frame of reference for how it works.
So that's how it works right now in this
Yes.
universe.
So in
Yeah.
universe, if you're wearing full plate and you have a failed spell, your fingers might explode. Because
That's
it's
how it
backup.
works.
It's like Bugs Bunny sticking his finger in the shotgun and
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, you go on in, and the smell of sulfur immediately goes away. Instead, it's got a hazy smell of like strong incense. And if somebody's sincerely interested, you can roll a knowledge. I think that would be roll a knowledge check you think is appropriate, and I can tell you where it's from. But otherwise, it doesn't really matter. It's for flavor.
I'm not gonna try it either.
Well, Mazric, you can tell that this is a. It comes from the way other side of the continent, from over by the Blood Sea. It uses, woods and like sea salts that you would only be able to find in an area tainted but not ruined by Titan's blood. It's a very interesting scent, and it doesn't make you retch. It's nothing horrible. It's just unusual.
And,
It doesn't just quite smell like a beach. It smells like a
huh.
kind of smells like a dirty beach mixed with like fruit. It's very strange. It's not horrible. It's better than sulfur, that's for darn sure.
Why would you do this?
Can I identify like what the fruit is or what the plants in it
Yeah,
are?
sure, whatever. They're like bananas or some shit. Who cares? No, with your 20, I mean, no, it smells strongly of like a tropical fruit. Of something a bit more unusual than a banana, though. Kind of like a dragon fruit, even though those don't have a lot of strong scents. No, if we're going to go with a stinky smell, it's going to be durians and papayas.
Oh God.
Oh, so it does smell horrible in
It
here.
smells
Yeah.
horrible, but not as
Oh,
like
horrible
a
as the
dirty beach
sulfur
in a
did.
garbage dump,
Yeah,
and it's all on fire.
yeah, but sulfur smells like rotten eggs, so I prefer this.
So this is beachy garbage.
Yeah.
How does the building look on the inside though?
The
We know how it
inside-
smells, but how does it look?
It looks cluttered, but it doesn't look like the outside would make it look. The outside makes it look like it's going to be this tiny shack. It looks about like, I don't want to say it, but it's bigger on the inside.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like
Amazing.
it's all wrought stone walls, so no signs of like the shed shape and the garbage building is there. And there's just books all over walls. There's a nice sitting area. There's a huge like chase lounge for people
there
to lay
any-
down on.
Are there any suits of armor?
Inside, no. The only thing in there is there's a large orc man sitting behind the counter. He looks like he's mixing something, and he's a older orc with his huge tusks are all scrimshawed, and there are golden caps on them that anybody who knows orcs know that those teeth continue to grow. He has to regularly take off the caps, file his teeth down, re-scrimshaw them, put them back on. So he's clearly like cares about his looks, and his arms are just covered in these runic tattoos, and he's got like huge beard, like braided beard and braids hanging down, and he's mixing stuff, filling up vials. He's not paying attention to you at all.
I approach him.
All right, he still doesn't pay attention. He's like, imagine he's like the kind of person who's working at a desk with headphones on, so he's like humming to himself.
Pardon me.
Oh, wow. Hello.
Hello.
Friend. Oh. Do you need... Hello, weary friend traveler. Have you come for the doctor's services? Here, come sit down. He like doesn't notice anybody else, but he notices Solemn, and he like leads you to a chair and goes, I know you don't need anything to drink, but would you like a cup of tea, friend?
I look at the rest.
Oh, and he notices and goes, oh, hello.
Hail and well met.
Fellow brother.
Hail. Would you like a cup of tea? And he looks at all of you like,
I would love some tea. Thank you.
A friend of ours is in dire need of attention from the doctor.
he goes, oh, they always are. Tea, pointing at people.
Yeah,
As he walks away,
Please.
and he walks behind the counter,
All
and
right.
you
Feel
see
like we're getting tea no matter
he
what.
takes out a rock that he sets on the counter, and the top of the rock starts to glow, and he sets this really roughly hewn iron teapot on there, and it just starts bubbling up. So, which one of you is the patient? Or he looks behind at Keith. Patients?
Keith.
Oh yeah, hey guys, sorry. And
Keith show him.
he walks forward, and he just like looks at the orc, and then he turns around, and he just stands there like with his arm crossed, like, "Yep, this is my job." And the orc he leans forward, starts examining her. Yes, the doctor will want to take a look at you. And he like lifts up John Viva's arms. John Viva, you can roll another Constitution check. Looking at your arms, going, ooh, still suit. Very nice. You don't see these all day. And he's like looking at each of her fingers,
Oh,
like
roll
really
100,
examining.
right?
Yeah. No, just a fortitude save, not a D100 on this one.
Oh, fortitude.
Yes, we're gonna see if you're.
Constitution.
Constitution.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we've been playing too much Pathfinder. Constitution save. A 9.
Come on.
So while he does that, you do glow red again, and he goes, "Oh, red. Are you in there?" And he taps you on the on the front of your thing, and while he taps you, roll another Constitution save.
Oh man, I gotta keep opening. Hang on, almost there.
You can do it. Yeah.
There you go. A 20.
Hey.
So as he taps you, he goes, "You wake up and you finish your sentence to the Western Marina to meet your friend." What?
Actually, I'm gonna wake up screaming if that's okay.
Yeah, do that, because there is a
I'm
giant
gonna wake
orc.
up screaming.
There is an orc this close to you, tapping you. He goes, "Oh no, calm down!" And then Keith like immediately drops you. Roll a dexterity to save, to acrobatics if you've got it.
I'm going to punt Keith. I'm absolutely 100%.
Roll an
boy.
acrobatics to see if you land well on your feet after Keith abruptly drops you. It's not a high DC. Yeah, you did. You land fine. You can turn around and smack him upside the head. And he goes,
Oh no! I'm actually gonna like plant my foot firmly in his ass and shove.
oh, you shove him down, and you see as he falls, he grabs to hold onto his hat and to put his hand down.
A man with
Oh, man.
priorities.
He has new priorities. His life
Yes.
has been changed.
Stop on
for
your
the better.
hat, Keith. I will stop on your hat. Don't do
Hey,
that
whoa!
again.
There's no reason to make this
He
personal.
like starts
Leave
crying.
the boy alone.
Ouch.
Oh, you've decided to join us again, John Viva. Welcome back.
I
You-
mean, I didn't even know I was gone. What happened?
You just collapsed middle of the street.
I did.
Yeah, straight walking, talking.
Yeah, here's another problem. What's your name again?
Are you asking the orc or them?
Them.
Diusa. We've been together for a while.
Roll
okay.
a intelligence save to see if you actually do remember them.
That's more concerning than I thought it would be.
A 6. Now, I will tell everyone this amnesia was unprompted. So you don't remember the past week or so? Or
I
you know,
don't remember their names.
I
I,
guess
know
the-
that I've been traveling with them, but I
Yeah.
don't remember their names.
so you remember them You don't remember their names, and you don't remember getting into the city. You remember being outside the city. So your amnesia is getting worse because not only you're going unconscious, you're forgetting like a few hours before it. In the
Well,
orc,
this is a new development. We brought you to a doctor.
yes,
I guess.
the orc goes around handing everybody some tea. Oh no, not me. I'm the nurse. And this guy's like 6'6", huge biceps. He's gently handing everybody a nice little cup of tea on a china cup.
Thank you.
He goes, I will have to run some tests though. What's your name, first of all, madam? And he like pulls out like a roll of parchment and a quill.
I think it's John Viva. I don't actually know.
It's a start. And he writes down John Viva, ? And you see him like underline it. Where do you hail from, John Viva?
That's a good question. Hang on, let me look
Good.
at my character sheet. I don't even remember if I put it down.
If you don't remember, that's fine. He's still gonna write down good? ? Underline. Profession.
No, she like just doesn't know anything. She, again, the only thing she knows is that the word John Viva and that there's someone in the past that mattered to her, and she just doesn't know anything else.
Profession. Currently post-raising.
Sorcerer?
Adventurer. Yeah.
Adventuring sorceress? Period. No question marks on that one.
Arsonist. She
Arson.
sets thing on fire.
I set things on fire?
Yes, you enjoy it.
It's like you say that and you
Whoa,
glow
whoa,
red
whoa.
again. And he goes, glowing red. Again, that's not normal. Yes, the doctor will be in soon. He was out getting regents, collecting, checking in on some of his other subjects, patients, excuse me. But he'll be in soon.
I have just one question. Have these circumstances happened to the Hollow Legionnaires after they have been treated by the doctor, or was that something he picked up and tried to treat?
What do you mean? Like, do you mean like they only started poofing because of the doctor?
After seeing him, it could be, it was a possibility. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, no. He came across this when he first visited the city. He came to visit Hollows, going around the world. He was a scholar, you see. And then he just saw one of these happen, and he decided he had a new calling in life. And he like when he says that, he like twiddles like one of his huge thick braids, like a new calling in life, a new noble calling, selflessness.
Why is the orc staring into the middle distance dramatically?
Oh, I just admire the doctor so much. My name's Varno, by the way. No one ever asked.
Thanks for the tea, Varno. Pleasure to
Thank
meet
you.
you.
It's delicious,
some
and the
good tea.
china is quite fine. The craftsmanship is nice.
Thank you. It was my mother's.
Oh, she had lovely taste.
Yes. Well, not all of us were barbaric. He says as he like turns around and like picks up like huge chairs to set down for you, like no issue. Like we're talking like those solid stone ones that the average person would go and drag around. He like picks up two of them. He's setting them down. So what brings you to this fair city? Did you hear tales of the doctor's prowess? I guess it works. He hasn't cured anyone yet, but oh boy, he's trying.
It's more of a happy coincidence. We're here on other business.
Well, aren't most coincidences. The doctor should be in soon. And he goes back to his work and lets you guys, RP a bit amongst one another.
RP. Don't mind me. John,
That is.
it seems it's getting worse. Does it feel like that to you? Or do you not remember? Because I mean, I guess that would also make sense.
I mean, I don't really know. I just don't really remember much at all, if anything. I mean, I know that we've traveled together. I should know your names. Like, yeah, obviously I know your names, but
I think at this point it has, especially after drinking the tea, it has come to mind. And it is a very spicy tea you're all drinking. Lots of cinnamon, nutmeg. It's got some weird, strong flavors. It's
I like
clearly
it.
not like a caffeinated tea. It's
Herbal tea.
a mix of my own design, he says as he notices you start remembering stuff.
Reminds me
like-
of my home.
It reminds everyone of something different, but it always jogs your memory. Oh, biscuits? Biscuits?
Yes, please. Tradition must be upheld.
Yes. It's like the orcs have like the two orcs in the room have like the best manners, and they're all you like pull out your own napkin you had hiding,
Yes.
or I guess not napkin. Let's use a term
Handkerchief.
that doesn't mean diaper to some of our European viewers. A handkerchief.
With like my initials stitched into it in gold.
Yes.
Monogram.
It's monogrammed
Yeah.
and everything.
Aw.
I like your style, Masrick. I never knew.
Well,
Lovely handkerchief.
we do keep traditions. Those are important.
Some traditions are meant to be bucked, but good style, that is important.
I can see. And then look at her after her last sentence, like, okay, good to know where you stand on traditions. That's interesting. Yeah.
John Viva, I do not believe that we have been properly introduced. I am Solemn.
I just heard someone like slosh something. Like I am solemn. Whoosh.
I think you're muted.
Oh.
Yes, I can't hear
There
you.
you are. Now
Oh,
we can
there
hear
you
you.
go.
Oh, I was just saying, like, that's really nice that you're telling me about your personality, but what's your name?
My personality is my name. I too do not remember my own.
You start clenching your fist and also looking in the distance.
I just take off my mask so that you can see that I too have a ghostly face.
Oh,
I am like you.
do you have the same memory issues I do?
Memory issues are common for me. Although what happened today, I saw you experience death. Has that happened before?
What do you mean by experience death?
You do know we can go into torpor willingly, but to just drop down on the street, that is something that I've never seen before.
And as you finish that sentence, you hear the door slam open, and you hear another high-pitched, gnomish voice yelling behind him. And let me know if those new arcane crystals help at all. We're gonna help you out one day. And he turns around, and you see a gnome that has almost more facial hair than man. Like he has bushy beard, like down to his feet, mustache. Like there's a reason the door is really wide, even though a gnome mostly comes in and out this door.
It's all mustache.
He's got the standard garden gnome, like
Oh,
the
God.
red hat. He is dressed essentially like a stereotypical garden gnome with all of this
Wow.
huge facial hair.
Does he
He's got white gloves on that look like they are just maybe one size too big, pointy curly boots. He is a sight.
Does he have a lab coat?
He doesn't have a lab coat. He has a lab robe because it's Magic Land. But yes,
Does he have weird glasses?
he has those glasses that like clip on your nose.
Yes.
Perfect.
Like the bottle cap glasses where it's just like big.
I don't think you could have super big, thick glasses that also clip on your nose. I think they.
Not with that attitude. Not their magic.
It's magically.
Magic.
No, they're really small glasses that clip on his nose.
Like
Sort of
comically
useless
small.
glasses.
So they're only
Perfect.
good when he's looking really close.
Right.
Oh, hello there, new patients, friends, patient.
Mix of both.
Vargo.
Friends and patients.
Varro, can I get a cup of tea, sir? Yes, sir, doctor, sir. And he goes and brings a special teacup that you can tell is like the doctor's teacup because it's got a little space at the top here so that his mustache doesn't get in it. I need one of those. Yeah, and the doctor goes and he twizzles his fingers at a chair and it pulls up right behind him and he jumps and he lands in it and he slides forward and lands right in front of John Viva and none of his tea spills and he takes a sip and he goes, "Hello, I'm Dr. Fizzlewick. How can I help you,
John Beaver's just gonna
madam?"
quill.
he does take that pause and he goes, "How can I help you, madam?"
Yep,
Yes.
Madam.
Yes.
Right. I mean, Miss is probably better, but
Miss. Ma'am? My lady.
Miss. Oh, not royalty, I don't think. Right? I'm not royalty?
Wow.
And not that we know, but you have a certain air about you.
Varro goes and looks at his notes. He's like, "It doesn't? I don't think so." I think Miss, Doctor. All right, Miss. What seems to be the... Well, we all know what the problem is, Miss, but any specifics? As he's like looking down his glasses and he's not asking and he's doing similar to what Varro did before you woke up. And he's just like looking at your arms. He's taking out the calipers and checking widths of arms and forearms and head and...
I don't actually remember. Guys, little help?
This legionary has experienced death, resurrection, red glowing, and memory loss.
Red glowing? That's a new one.
She passes out seemingly at random, and this most recent time she experienced amnesia of the past, about a week or so.
Yes, amnesia of the brain. That's a common one. Red glowing is new. I've never heard of a red glowy lady. That's very
she
interesting.
does that normally. It just
And
glows red.
He takes out, a tape measure and starts measuring distances, and you can see Varro walking around him, writing notes down.
Oh, now, mind the gap, doctor, fellow, sir. It's a little close.
Ma'am, please. I'm a professional. And he keeps measuring stuff. You can, swat him away if you'd like.
I mean, at this point, maybe I'm glowing a little red and I'm deciding if I want to fireball him or not.
And he goes,
Fireball.
"Oh, look at that, glowing red. Write that down." Varro, writing it down. And he, even though it says, if you could, Ibram's, standing behind him looking at his notes, and you could see it says, glowing red at the top, and then glowing red exclamation point.
Doctor, please, you are crowding the patient.
Yes, well, time's of the essence if we want to get looking at her before she goes dormant again.
I'm gonna go dormant again?
You always do. It's just not a matter of if, it's when. Once you go dormant, you never end your torment.
As they say.
As they say now, because of me.
Right now, at this instant.
Right at this instant.
Canon even?
What?
What is this canon even? Oh no.
Yeah, so he starts doing certain examinations, and he gets to, he goes, "Ma'am, may I, look under your helmet?" And he's looking literally, though. He's not "This isn't a euphemism. I need to look under your helmet." I need to look under your armor on the insides. And he pulls out, one of those dentist mirrors so that he can... He's like, "I don't need you to remove it. That would not be good. But I need to kind of
Damn.
get in there and look."
This is very weird.
I think it's probably kind of like being at the dentist. Someone's just right up in your grill.
Yeah. "I washed my hands today."
In what?
Water.
Way more than most people these days.
He goes, "Fine," and he casts prestidigitation both on his hands and the equipment, immediately sterilizing it. "It's sterile, even though you can't get sick, dummy," he says as he knocks the thing on his forehead.
I don't know that. Apparently I'm dying.
Well, yes, you can't get... This is more of a metaphysical injury.
Yes, but I think she's worried about metaphysical illnesses as well.
Look, ma'am, you only have about 18 minutes or so before you go dormant. Can I look at your armor or not?
How do you know I'm gonna go
18
dormant in
minutes.
18 minutes?
Because you said you had to leave at 3, and it's 2:42.
Oh boy. 18 minutes.
Go. Okay, fine.
right. So he climbs, he like stands on your lap because, you know, he's little. And he takes
Oh,
his thing
man.
and he kind of like sticks it and you feel it phase like through you. Because normally you're like physical. Like he would poke you and, you know, you would still be soft or whatever. No, it just goes like straight through. It feels really weird. It's cold. And you can see him examining. Yep. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ah! Oh,
Fuck.
neat.
Hmm.
And he like, so that's weird. So normally, okay. So normally, when a hollow, we don't like calling them hollow legionnaires here because that assumes that you're all soldiers and you all live your own lives, but you are hollow. Usually when a hollow goes dormant, it's because there was some sort of, you know, mistake when you were brought back, like your runes aren't aligned correctly, or, you know, you were a weaker soul attached to a weak suit of armor. That's why you see a lot of rusty suits of armor out there. But your armor's immaculate, and your runes are pretty good. However, your armor also looks like it's gonna explode. And it's
There is
kind
no
of
such
falling
thing
apart.
as a weak hollow legionnaire.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think when you hear weak, I don't mean in the physical punch boy sense. I mean in like the physical, how recently your soul died.
That's
It's kinda
exactly
like,
what I meant, Doctor.
well, okay, imagine you're baking a cake, and you can either
I'm a
get...
cake?
It's a metaphor, ma'am. Just stick with it for a moment. Imagine you're using like a fresh flour, fresh ingredients, you know, all the newest ingredients in a nice pie, a nice cake dish. Or you're using whatever ingredients you had sitting around in like on a cast iron pan. Like, yeah, you're going to get a cake out of both of them, but one of them isn't going to be the best cake.
Doctor,
What?
Professor, I'm sorry.
Yeah, whatever.
I think it would be easier to tell us if you can fix it instead of talking about it.
I mean, I
right
haven't
now.
done it yet. I've gotten them to be better. I can make your dormantness last a bit longer. But to the matter at hand, your glowing red is kind of interesting, and your armor is custom made specifically for your people, so it shouldn't have any trouble holding you. But it is. So I think it would be...
I am a sorcerer, and I kind of lean towards fire magic.
Yeah,
know?
but I mean, you don't see a lot of like hollow legionnaire like ice mages like glow and white. Like this is still unique. And he like takes a sip of tea. He goes,
Maybe you're just too powerful, John.
"Ma'am, you're special," is what I'm saying. Maybe not the kind of special you like. You'd probably more prefer to be the kind of special that isn't at risk of explosions. However, my house is pretty explosion proof. And I'm probably the only guy nearby who'd be able to fix you. I'd like to offer you maybe not a residency, because that sounds more like a partnership.
I mean, I am unique. You just said I'm special, and I'm giving you potentially permission to study me. You do need my permission.
Yeah, but this is all... Well, yeah, no, I'm not saying no. I'm not saying I'm going to kidnap you. That would be crazy. As if I'd have to do anything more than follow you around until next time you fall over and have Voro over there go and pick you up and run away. It's not like I would do that, because that's shit crazy.
What kind of studies do you intend to perform?
Oh, you know, see how long she can cast magic till she stops, how long we can get her to stand in one place till she goes dormant, certain crystals, maybe getting her into different suits of armor. All these tests that, you know, the average hollow that I work on, if I did it more than once, might kill them.
This sounds dangerous and completely random. Are you sure?
Now, Nina's gonna mildly start to panic and just sort of look at Solemn like, "Please help."
So you start glowing red, and he's like, "Oh, calm down, lady. We gotta." Look, I haven't killed anybody yet,
Yes?
and I don't plan on doing it today. However, you're like the
not
perfect
technically
test subject. You're one that we could probably, move to different suits of armor. Hell, we might be able to put you in a drinking glass for all we know. We got
This is ridiculous.
Yes, science is often ridiculous. Have you seen
It
my
worked on your
house?
bedside manner.
Yeah, well, I wasn't a doctor originally. I was a professor. But look, magic
Professor
and
of what?
science. I was a professor of like magic and alchemy, and I was a historian studying your people. And then I started seeing, them, and he points outside as two of the rustier Hollow Legionnaires like both like go dormant and hit one another at once, and Voro runs outside to pick him up. It's like, I'm here to try to make that happen less. And it's kind of worked. In worst case scenario, I at least keep you all in like a padded room style town where at least you can't hurt yourself and others when you fall down.
You've been in Hollow Town for a long time then?
At least 2-3 decades.
Decades.
Yes,
This has been
sir.
happening for decades.
Yes, sir.
What?
It's not like common. It's not like, there's more wizards than there are Hollow Legionnaires that do this.
But that is only happening here.
No, it's just we like collect you. Like, it's kind of like a leper colony, but for fainting
Thanks.
suits of armor.
That explains the unnatural number of this occurrence in these streets, but why? I do not understand.
Well, yeah, me neither, genius. That's what I'm here for.
These as they choose to live here?
Yeah, they can leave. It's not like you don't see shackles on any of them. The only shackles they have are the ones that cause them to pass out when they try to walk too far alone.
Our
wait.
shackles are our duty.
And he goes, "Oh my god."
The reason we were brought back to life, to serve in the Legion, to be the heroes that this world needs. And these people live in houses and tend to farms. No wonder they're collapsing.
It's not like they were doing that first. It's not like, all right, look, you have all right, let's say you've got an accident-prone kid. You make him wear like a helmet, and you don't let him leave your yard. Imagine if she did this in the middle of a fight. Yeah, what a useful hero. John Viva, the fainting hero who just got stopped by an orc because she fell asleep.
Yes.
Viva is going to be really sad, but also really worried that she's supposed to be more like Solemn and just can't remember. But also, I guess she can't really stay, right?
He's like, I'm not trying to be like a jerk. I'm trying to be pragmatic here. Plus, we could learn so much and help so many people, so they could go back out and being these heroic adventurers and wonderful soldiers instead of, painting houses because, what's the worst that's going to happen? The paint will get bad.
Yes.
You're saying I can help other Legionnaires like me?
No, I'm just asking you to do it for selfish reasons. It's not like there's a Nobel Prize I'm trying to win. He says, somehow knowing what a Nobel Prize is, raising even more questions.
Professor, I think
Yes.
we will discuss this matter in private to see if John Viva accepts your offer, and
He's like,
we will
yeah, I mean,
consult you.
it's a free planet. She can go wherever she wants. That Keith guy, he's got the best calves I've ever seen. How long has he had to carry her around?
Long enough.
That's for a while, yeah.
He was just buff to begin with, though. That's just Keith.
Also true.
Yeah, that's true.
Honestly, Ibram was a much better person to carry me than Keith. Just saying.
Well, I mean, Ibram can
And
carry you.
Keith is like, I'm
once.
trying to be like Ibram.
Oh yeah, I'm teaching him.
He's
a
teaching
slow
me how-
study, but he's
teaching me
dedicated.
how to be a ranger, up close and personal, like a true ranger. He like pounds his chest. Ranger life.
We found our chest.
He's gonna when I finally make him a
Here,
character
get
sheet.
some.
When I finally make him a character sheet, he's gonna be like a barbarian or something because he's learned all the wrong lessons from you.
Perfect. Not a good teacher
Amazing.
anyway.
Still, I would like to excuse the professor and
It's like, yeah,
We
whatever.
talk.
That's great. We have notes to go over, and I have to go over my notes from today's treatments. So
I have questions for you, but I suppose they can wait.
it's like it's not like I'm going anywhere. This is like I don't usually go out more than like a few square miles from this building.
Do these legionnaires that suffer from this condition, do they have any common links between them?
I mean, no. Besides, a lot of them are, poorly put together, so to speak, which is why she is so interesting and important.
I've never encountered a Hollow Legionnaire who was poorly put together, but I have met many of my kind who suffered from memory loss and depression.
So
But
look,
poorly put together, I need an explanation.
So look, some of you were, raised earlier when there were a lot more nice suits of armor and souls to go around. And then some of you were raised later when there weren't. And some of you were raised in specific suits of armor built for your people, like John Viva. And some of you fall asleep for no reason, and some of you live happy, healthy, I guess. You don't eat lives where you go out and save the world and fight Falcons and orcs and spiders.
Is there a particular tower that these legionnaires are associated with?
I mean, not really. It's kind of
So
like
they-
hit and miss. It's just the more recent ones, mostly.
I see.
Ones raised by other less of the Hollow, whatever the group was called.
The Hollow
Council?
Knights.
The Hollow Knights. Some of them were less experienced than others, and sometimes the raising got wrong. Look, man, we only have a few minutes to make this decision story-wise.
All right, I will let you think on it then. Jean Viva, you do not need to subject yourself to this man's experiments. But
They're treatments, but okay. Experimental treatments. Yeah, 6-1.
as far as experts go around on the subject, alchemist, wizard who has studied Hollow Legionnaire history, he might be a good choice. As good a choice as any in this hollow town.
Like I was like Hollowton, and you're like Hollow Town.
I did it on purpose.
I know you did, and I liked it.
Unintended.
Survive that long? You don't even know. And yeah, Bevan, I think it's time to roll and see if I've got the ring on.
Oh, you don't have the ring on. I don't
Okay,
think. No,
never
it's
mind.
not one of those. We're not going to keep doing that. But you're still wearing it. You're probably going to want to give it away.
I'm
You
probably
were
gonna want to get away.
you were definitely having these fits before the ring, so we can. No
Can't
theory
count that
crafting on that, guys. It's not
Yeah.
that. It's
Okay.
But I mean, I want to be able to survive and help you guys. So this guy's probably my best bet for now. And
Don't worry. I think I'll only keep her until, I don't know, a month and a half or so. He gets like
That's very
really metagaming specific.
Specific.
I'm sure
That's-
by then we'll have saved the world and returned back to our normal lives. So that's all right.
I'm sure nothing else will go wrong at all. And, by then we can all just go get a drink.
Exactly.
Look, she'll be back sometime between Diwali and Christmas. Like,
That's accurate.
John Viva,
Yes.
I have to say I respect your decision, which is not an easy one. But would you be so kind to hand over the ring, just so it doesn't get into any hands that shouldn't have it? And
I'm gonna jump in
my
here real
eyes
quick.
go to Susa like immediately. Not in your hands.
I feel
I would-
targeted.
I want to jump in here real quick. I think I'll take that ring. It was originally our quest. So,
No.
I don't
If
know
I
if
look
she's
at your
normal.
head, I think you're not as good on handling magical items.
excuse me.
he's handling it fine.
How dare you?
Would you like to take off your hat?
He's
Mister?
taking Look, he's taking such good care of that crown. He hasn't even taken it off since he put it on.
It hasn't hurt me once. It's only stopped me from getting hurt. It makes my skin tougher. I don't know how that works.
I'm gonna give the ring to Solemn. You know, Hollow Legionnaire solidarity, and he's a cleric. He's probably the best person to continue.
Wise
whatever
choice.
Solemn instantly blows up.
Solemn, who we met 2 days ago.
I have
Perfect.
Ibram,
I don't know that.
No,
I
you
made
met him
him
more
know
like a
that.
week ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ibram Sage
But-
brings up a good point. I barely know this quest that you are on.
Makes you
He,
probably the best person to have it, quite honestly. Means you're less likely to put it on and, you know, go, what's the term? Batshit crazy.
Go postal.
I'm not sure what the burdens of this mission involve, but I will do my best to complete it.
I know you will. I think anyway. I don't know. Do I actually know? We don't know. We'll find out once I get
Mhm.
fixed.
Find
you.
out next time.
So yeah,
Thank
the
you for-
professor like jumps off of his chair and like comes forward and like reaches us by hand and goes, "Ma'am, miss," and he like kind of gestures to like the staircase, like we have to get you settled in.
John Beavis gonna make really sad eyes at Susa one last time as if
Solemn?
asking for a
John,
hug.
John, before you go.
Well, Solemn
Before you-
also
can I-
had a before you go. He was just being
Yeah.
quiet and polite.
I'll let the friends go first because they know
John,
each other better.
This is brave, perhaps stupid, but it is your decision to make, and honestly, I don't know how to help you. I wish you the best, and we'll see each other again. And hey, if he does anything weird, like, come get me. I will punch the hell out of him.
And
I will
know you
probably
use this
stab
dagger.
him too.
I will use this dagger.
Don't use the
and
dagger. Don't use the
make
dagger.
his life a living hell. So seriously, if anything goes wrong, like send me a letter, come get me. Like, come on, bring it in. Let's hug.
Hugs.
You like glow a little red, like pink, like aw.
Affection.
Affection.
Keith walks forward, takes off his hat, holds it, ma'am, it's been an honor serving with you. Get better. And he goes and tries to go in for a hug too.
I'm just gonna stand there awkwardly being hugged.
Like the gentle pat, like the
Yeah, and then he walks by and he puts his hat on and he goes, it's the best armor lady I ever did know.
I just
Pairing
punted
you.
him.
Keith's very forgiving. It's one of his good qualities.
Keith's into it.
All right, Abram. I'm sorry, buddy.
No. Yeah, well, you're tough, so
Like
we're
how
going to see you in a month.
You were
You'll
like,
be fine.
no.
Yeah, no. We had good times, but yeah, we'll see you in a month. Like I said, we're going to save the world, and then you'll be better, and then,
We'll go be
life goes on.
pirates.
World keeps spinning, and we're going to be pirates, I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
World's
but-
weird that way.
After Skull and Shackles is done, we're probably we'll have no more pirates on this channel. So we'll probably go to the Blood Sea in this setting and be pirates. So
I saw it in a dream.
Perfect.
But anyway, see you in a month. Nothing to be scared of.
yeah, so he leads Sweeta upstairs and her character
Oh,
model. Oh yeah, Solemn.
Yeah, we're not done.
I wanted to say if you ever need a message sent to us, I am very well connected with the local militias of the towns around here. There is another one like us, a Hollow Legionnaire by the name of Kar's Guard. If you can find him and reach him, he can take a message to us. He is also connected. He can get the message to us.
I'm gonna need you to write that down in case I forget.
That's a good idea.
All right, I'll write it on something.
All right, good.
We'll leave you a note.
Yes.
He's my contact within the city, basically. But I also wanted to ask the doctor what percentage of the Hollow Legionnaires that live here experience this.
It's a good 30%. I mean, a lot of them are either comrades or caretakers. There are soldiers who just live here, mercenaries. It's kind of, comforting being around your own, even if some of your own are, you know,
Dropping dead.
passing out all the time. I mean, look, if it was either a group of gnomes that can't stay awake all night or a bunch of tallies, I'd stay with the gnomes.
Well, we all know tallies are awful, so.
All right, are we all officially done?
I think we are officially done.
So he leads Sweet up the stairs. John Viva's character model slowly blinks out of existence. And then you hear explode. No, nothing. You don't hear anything. So
You don't
Voral
hear
walks up
mysterious
and he
explosions.
goes, "Well, thanks for coming."
Yeah.
Ready the lava pits.
Thanks for the tea.
It's been wonderful. Don't worry, the doctor's doing good work here. I trust him with my life. As the door closes. That was a good sound effect.
Yeah, that did work out.
Yeah, because I just have standard, what's it called? Antiquarian Study playing in the background. So
So this
Perfect.
ring, what does it look like?
Oh yeah, let's get that for you.
It looks like an evil ring of Spiragos.
Evil as fuck.
You know how the dagger looks? It's like that, except a ring.
Yeah.
Do we want to go to BRB screen so Sweeta can bounce
Yeah, Sweeta,
without us messing with computers?
Sweeta, do you have any goodbyes?
Yeah, do you want to
hellos?
talk yourself out?
Yes. I will be back in a month. I'm so sorry my schedule has kind of changed, but I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon. It's been fun.
We'll miss you for a month, and I could probably see you in this month, so it's not like I won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably see you, but
Yeah,
I won't see
I'll
you
be
through a
back.
screen.
Alrighty,
I'll
so
be back soon.
the ring has been shared in the Discord chat. It's really cool.
Chat.
Not the Discord, I'm sorry, the Twitch chat. The stream
Oh, Twitch chat.
Yes.
Whoa! It's a spider holding a gem.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's stylish.
But yes, we are going to go to the BRB, but we're still going to be here. We're not
Yeah, we'll be right
actually
back.
going anywhere, but cameras are all going to get goofed. So,
Awesome.
Maybe we can do something with the people in the chat. Give a salute or something.
give a salute.
Yeah, everybody. Not an F in chat, but
Um,
How about a wave? Is there a wavy hand emoji? I don't know.
yeah, here.
or an explosion.
Yes.
Explosion. That seems more.
Explosion, yes. Put some fire in the chat.
Everybody
Alright,
like
yay.
wands up. There you go. That's a good one. Curse lit. Is that one that everybody has?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, there's also a fiery picnic basket. And that's the one I'm posting.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, I'm in his roll to
That's
roll.
good.
He keeps throwing me off, man.
You actually have the real channel.
I
Right
have the
now.
real channel now so that we can use restream and stream to YouTube and stuff. So
The chat shall burn for John Weaver.
I will be in touch, and yeah, I'll let you know how my things go. But yeah, I'll miss you guys. I'm so sorry.
that's
That's all right. We'll miss you. It was fun having you in for this game, and now
Yes.
we have a reason for you to go somewhere. You'll be back.
Yes, I'll be back. I'll be back
We
soon.
will keep the fire lit.
Just like
Oh,
just like Brock or Ash's Charizard or anything like that, Sweet is going to be gone for a little while, and then she'll show back up again, probably with cool spikes or something on her armor.
Oh, I'll come back in a wave of fire. You best believe.
Yes.
you'll be
Rise
back way
from-
cooler.
Rise from
You're
the
my
already
gosh.
cool, but you're gonna like
That's all right,
transcend.
because spoiler alert, your fire spells wouldn't be very useful in the next dungeon anyway.
I just thought of if you're gone for a month and we level up, you're gonna get access to Fireball. So, in a sense, you're gonna get stronger.
Oh,
my God.
Fireball.
No.
You'll get stronger. You'll come back stronger and better than ever.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Anyway, I don't want to hold you because I know you do have to go and catch a train. So
Bye.
bye,
Bye.
Bye bye.
bye, Sweeta, not bye game.
Yeah, bye, Sweeta.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone. Now go. No.
All right, that didn't mess up too much screen.
Yeah, I thought it might only mess up like one person.
It messed up too. It messed up you and Masrick. And that is why I said we're going to do a lot of RP this week, because until Thursday, we didn't know Sweeta had to leave. So I'm like, well, I gotta just come up with a reason. Boom, we're back.
Alrighty.
It's a
I mean-
very concerning thing that you've come up with.
Yeah,
So,
that's Bevan.
Sorry, guys.
So, Solemn, that ring. If you don't want it, I'll take it off your hands.
No.
Oh, no.
I think
no,
you
no.
have enough to worry about. The corruption of the dagger has obviously not served this group well. It would be bad to center all of these items on one person.
But really, isn't it just like centering our resources? Like, everybody focus on me, then you guys can do whatever you want, and, I'll just have all the power.
The last time
Rick,
the
you
focus was on
literally
you.
can't use this ring.
I know, but she likes it.
The
I
She's
think-
not going to take it. She's just
Destroy
asking.
Or you can just take a level in Druid.
I don't need a
Like-
level into it.
If I could pass it on to someone, I would say, Ibram Sage, you've proven yourself to be courageous, brave. You help out those in need, and you've taken care of Keith. If anyone can handle responsibility,
Well, Ibram is probably the most responsible among us.
You
I
have
appreciate that.
you have shown you can take care of a beginner pet in Keith.
Yesterday he got his head stuck in a damn chair. I swear.
don't
I
forget
don't even know how
time,
you do that.
Don't forget the time you rescued those baby cup bears from the spider webs.
Oh yeah, I guess I did do that.
In that time you let that sheep win, right?
Uh-huh. That lucky sheep.
Well,
So, yeah,
I'd appreciate the chance to carry that ring, and we can dispose of it. Hopefully soon.
And besides, he ain't got fingers,
I
he's
hope
just
so.
got hooves. He can't put a ring for the last time.
Keith, my hands are right here.
If I do go hollow, then you know what to do with it.
I really hope it doesn't come to that. If every Hollow Legionnaire we come upon just passes out, I will take it personally.
Maybe we shouldn't talk about these grim futures if they're not going to happen.
So
been
Voro
enough.
goes, are y'all, you want more tea? You're still here.
Voro shut the door while staring solemnly.
Yeah, he
I'm
just stood there and like let the area to his back room is like hippie beads. So he just walks back there and just goes,
I'm
And then
sorry,
all the beads
Vano.
fall
We just came into the city when this accident, this tragedy befell our companion. But we were about to look for scholarly people who can help us.
well, you were
on-
actually, remember, on your way to find Karsgard, who's at the Western Marinas.
Oh yeah, that's true. But we are looking for someone to help with these, so I'm gonna ask him about it.
Yeah.
Do you know any sages within the city who know study the principles of imbuing items with magic or unraveling them?
Well, and he starts stroking his gigantic beard that I will never be able to grow as good as his. He sits down and thinks. Most of what his life has become has been helping these folks. He hasn't been doing much more recently than just aiding in the professor's studies. Well, let's see. We do have You see, the main deity that's worshipped in this town is Enkili, but he is more interested in the larger, the bigger picture. He doesn't care about the average individual. However,
We are-
there is a demigoddess who conveniently is also in the westernmost marinas, which is why, or who has a shrine there, which is why Bevan was making you go there. Of Manawe. You may go and yes, Manawe, Manawe. You may go and produce an offering or pray to her and find some elucidation. I unfortunately don't spend much time out of this area these days. I'm not hip and connected as the
Your pursuits are noble.
noble and very focused. So
Yes.
focused I don't even have a stat block. By God. Not yet. I'm probably going to give him one.
You should not allow your study to completely consume you, my friend.
Aw, okay, so I have to take a moment. Jack waved at me. Hi, Jack.
Oh,
Hi. I'll see you later, buddy. Jack is my godson. He's
Hey.
Cody's son.
Cody's
He's very
son.
cute.
he is adorable, and he's in
How old
kindergarten
is
and 5.
Aw.
Yeah, so he just
Yeah,
started
he's 5.
kindergarten this year, and he's been so sick because he's not
Oh.
used to being around other people with diseases.
Kindergarten nurse. Yes.
He's at a very cute
Oh,
age.
remember, if you have to sneeze, cover your mouth.
Sneeze on
Yes,
your
it's very
elbows,
important.
low, not
Sneeze,
your
sneeze
hands.
in your elbow.
Sneezing on your elbow is the best way to sneeze.
Or
It
the
covers-
ground. Like if you're
Covers
Perfect.
everything.
I would like to say thank you so much, Bill, for all the cheering you've been doing. You're our biggest fan.
Unfortunately, it doesn't look like the jar works even with this because the way I'm streaming is really weird, but it's still cool. So hi,
Yes.
Jack. We love you. It's nice to see you. Yeah, that's true, as Megan says. Sneezing into your elbow is like dabbing. But
So then
anyway,
you look cool.
Oh,
Anyway.
no.
Anyway,
That's
we,
at least-
we digress.
let's do a little bit more in these last 45 minutes or so.
Very well.
We've been working our way towards the Western Marina for like an hour and 15 minutes. So maybe we should get there.
Are you sure you
Nah.
don't want some scones before you leave?
I would never say no to a scone, but I think my party is ready to go.
All
Can I
right.
take one to go?
Yes, please. They're pumpkin. It's seasonal.
Pumpkin.
He's
You know,
very-
I really do appreciate you. I think you're a breath of fresh air.
Ethan's
Oh,
walking out the
Lovely to
door.
meet you.
Going.
I wish we could have met under less grim circumstances.
oh, it's all right. He'll be back. They'll
From
always
outside.
come back.
We're trying to
Oh, God.
save the world.
We should go.
We should go. I have to go fishing for another piece of heart. Excuse me. I have to do snail racing. And other.
We have to go complete more side quests.
The world
yes.
is in danger.
Yes.
Your neighbors like bang on the door. Adam, we know.
I think
Uh,
we should.
Find
we
out
should.
more about this god Manawe.
Yeah.
Manawe?
Man away.
Manawe. Man away.
Yes, man. Away. So you
Yes.
head towards the westernmost marinas. As you get there, the population becomes less and less, average rabble. There's fewer refugees over here because this is a purely commercial. The only ships that you could book that would leave here would be like for pleasure cruises that are just around the area. You're not going to go on a boat from here to another city. Who just... Oh, someone typed.
Yes.
Yes, you can do a religion check. You can just interrupt me.
I don't want to do that.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean,
So you got a 20, which is
Yes.
fantastic. So Manaway is
Damn.
very popular because she cares about the average person. So she isn't a deity that cares about like huge navies or like huge commercial ships. She is the the demigoddess for like the trader who is on his first trip with his very small crew, just shipping small amounts of tobacco, sugarcane, and spices for the small fisherman ships. And you know
So,
that
is
one
it a
should
specifically seafaring people that worship?
yes, and you know that if you are going to leave her an offering at her shrine, it should be of something from the sea.
Uh-huh.
And it's a great insult to leave gifts of iron or gold or cotton, because that is all brought from the
Terrestrial.
land. But if you were to bring her like pearls or shells or spices or silks, something that you would get either from international trade or from the ocean, you would gain some sort of favor from her.
Is fish acceptable?
I mean, it's not unacceptable.
Okay. Like if I brought like a starfish or something.
Yeah, sure. She wouldn't hate it. She wouldn't be pissed. She wouldn't be like, starfish. She would be like, yeah, starfish.
All
Hey,
right.
Daydream, you did catch us, though you're only going to catch us for about 40 more minutes, but you caught us. We love you. Anyway, sorry.
I'm going to
looking
inform
back and forth.
the rest of the party about this god or goddess, by the way.
Goddess.
Goddess. So, unlike Enkili, which is more of a greater god of trickery, and Storm's Manaway is more humble. It would be good to bring an offering, something.
I think I have something that would please her. As you said,
gold, so we can work something out with someone.
I will take some of the more foreign spices I have in my cooking set.
Okay.
All right.
Take part of it in a container and offer it to her.
Yeah, so you guys, when you sidle on up to the shrine there, you do find, it just has, a lot of fresh herbs, and there are some bolts of silk cloth, and you leave your starfish in your little jar. But you also notice that while none of the offerings have been messed with, the actual shrine seems to have been vandalized recently. So it has been defaced. It's normally a shrine of like a woman, like standing on some sort of on waves, and like holding her hand up, like holding a small ship. And it looks like the mast of the ship has been completely removed. A mustache has been drawn on her. One of her arms has just been completely broken, and there's a bunch of holes. Like it looks like somebody stabbed a bunch in the excuse me, where the wave is. It looks like the wave is pockmarks all over it.
I begin to tend to this shrine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remove the graffiti as best as I can. I'm gonna anoint it with holy water. Try to bring it back to serviceable.
Yeah, you don't happen to have the spell mending, do you?
I do not. I'm going to attempt to do this with my woods crafting materials.
Oh, okay.
My wood carvers tools.
Now, it is a cantrip, so you can totally cast it because you are a cleric.
I don't know if it's a clerical cantrip.
It is bard, cleric, druid, sorcerer, and wizard.
All right. Well, I'm going to pray for. I'm gonna pray at the altar to gain the. I'm gonna ask Manaway, even though I am not your servant, grant me the power to tend to your shrine, so that I may repair it.
So yeah, even though it's not on your prepared spells, you do cast mending, and you cast like good mending. Like, because normally mending is to like
carver's tools as well as a focus.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna use my carver's tools as a focus.
Yeah, because normally, mending is only to fix like links in a chain or like small breaks in armor. But you just you pick up her arm and you just touch it, and it perfectly connects back to her body. all the holes fill in.
Yeah.
It looks
Hammer
great.
a couple of nails into
You
it.
hammer nails into all the holes, and every time you hammer in the nail, the
It
holes
just
fill
fills
back in
up
with
somehow.
marble. You're like ting ting ting. It's great. It's super RP awesome.
Yes. I'm
That
sorry.
is
This
amazing.
may have taken a couple of minutes, so I'm just gonna excuse myself and do this for a while.
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember if this is one of the people you heard about, because as you're doing that, an old man, an old human male priest, walks up to you, and he goes, "Oh, a fellow man of the cloth." He's really old, like his skin's all sunken, and you can tell there's like dried salt around his face. You can tell he is either always out on the sea or near the sea.
Swimming, or maybe.
Is this the Thai brother Atanis Inton?
It absolutely is Tide Brother Atanis Inson. He goes, "Oh,
Oh.
it appears that my title precedes me. Hello.
We heard a bit about you. We were asking around the city.
Yes, it seems that some of those horrific, lowly refugees from Calastia clearly are the cause of this. This is no good."
Brother.
Probably not. I mean, they're pretty busy. You know, being tried as thieves and waiting outside the city.
Father, these people are common folk. They've come here from across lands far. Come here to start a better life and to escape the troubles of the outside of the walls.
And he kind of
Surely
does
a temple,
but
surely a temple of Manaway will not refuse them.
a woman in the back speaks up and goes, "I'm not good at doing women's voices. Yes, Tide Brother. Think of the poor refugees. These are clearly Enkile's jealous servants that we are not offering up tithes to them, but instead to Manaway." And they kind of start bickering amongst one another. And while they bicker, you guys can start doing some
Listening
checks.
in.
You can listen, you can do some checks, you can look around.
I'm busy with the shrine, so you guys handle that.
Yes, these would be
What should we do?
investigation or survival checks. Or actually, no,
Just investigation?
or survival. Those both work.
Okay.
Damn. Right when I least need
Nope.
them. Awesome.
All right, well, so you don't find it.
No, I find
However,
nothing.
both
I'm drinking
Mazric
again.
and Ibram Sage, you find some. You expect when you're looking around to find, like, discarded tobacco or broken bottles, like something a bunch of idiot revelers would leave. Instead, at the base of statue, you find some glistening scales stuck to the base of this statue, and you see a few telltale puddles of slime with webbed footprints in it. And you can tell this wasn't done by any sort of human, that it was definitely Titan spawn who would have defaced this.
Well, I'm going to take this moment and use an ability whose name I forgot. Primeval Sense, I think is what it's called. And detect
Primeval
if there are any.
awareness.
Yes, thank you. Expend a spell slot in order to determine if there are any Titan spawn within a mile.
Alrighty, within a mile. So you do detect in a harbor it's one that's not actually like part of the city. It's an old harbor called Blossom Harbor that used to be a popular spot for like yachts and whatnot to leave out of until a storm destroyed it. And it's now mostly just ignored. And you detect Titan spawn, and you can put 2 to 2 together with the footprints and the Titan spawn that these are
Oh,
probably.
it's 6 miles, by the way.
Oh, 6 miles? Well, even better, because that makes more sense than 1 mile out of
Yeah.
the city. So yeah,
No,
6
wait,
miles.
hang on. Up to 6 favored. No, it's just 1 mile.
Well, 1 mile.
Unless we're in the mountains. Okay.
Anywho, well, this is still a mountainous city, so you can count it for 6.
Crushing it.
It's mountains and the ocean. It's kind of both.
Kind of like ancient Athens.
Yeah, exactly.
Be on a hill near the sea.
And we are
So
going
much.
to say that the Titan spawns that did this is everybody who's ever played Skull and Shackles' favorite aquatic enemy.
Yeah.
Murlocs.
No, it's the Sahuagin.
Sahwagon.
Sahuagin. You can tell that there would likely be a Sahuagin cove, like a small area
Okay.
there.
So I'm going to interrupt the bickering. Excuse me. Yeah, it's not whatever you guys are talking about. You got a Sahuagin problem here.
A Sahuagin? There haven't been a Sahuagin in this city, and you can't understand what he's saying. You can
Well.
tell he's
harumping.
disbelief, harumph. And Lady Marana Soul goes, well, I guess that would explain all the stabbings and the smell and the slime. However, we can't just rule out these other options unless, I don't know, someone were to go and destroy and bring us proof of these Sahuagin.
You are in luck. That's
That's-
exactly what our group specializes in.
We're in the
So to
business of combat.
We are in the combat business, and business is booming. Alrighty.
We're traveling adventurers. We have a wider goal. Perhaps you can help us with it in return.
I will see what we can do if you can see what you can do.
I like it. It's a deal.
Alrighty. So we will do that actual adventure next week. So if you guys have anything else in the city you'd like to do, any shopping you'd like to do, any,
Does anyone else need a hat?
anybody need a hat?
No.
I'm trying to think. I have a lot of gold.
You guys also
And-
have loot that you need to...
And
Uh,
hurt.
The city is overpopulated currently, right?
Correct.
Which means that probably most of the inns and hotels and places are packed, jam-packed.
Very.
Ooh. Can we actually find a place to live while we're here? Or, I mean, that could be a fucking quest in on itself.
I mean, you guys
That's
have
correct.
money, and while it's overpopulated, as long as you can,
Pony
Buy
up
our
cash.
pony up the
Yeah.
cash,
There are
you shouldn't have any
certain
problems.
certain inns aren't going to have any refugees staying in them.
Yeah, like,
That's for certain.
More high-end ones. You're right, yeah.
Also, you too good to sleep in an alleyway? It ain't that bad.
I
I
would
think-
really prefer a bed, a nice bed. You
We
know,
need a
something
fancy
with
inn.
sheets. Oh, sheets! I miss sheets.
I wouldn't want to hear Susa complaining all night, so I think
And I would complain all night
correct.
if we
A
slept
fa-
in an alley, literally all night.
What if the priest could help us with that?
We don't want to burn up our favor. We're going to ask him to help us save the world.
We could ask him for a reasonable inn. That would be a start, I think.
you could go to the... Roll your thing and tell me what the name of this inn's going to be. Victor.
Awesome.
I need 2 d20s. Somebody roll it.
Here.
22
Damn it.
or 18 and 4.
Or a
I don't
19
know how
and
your thing
5.
works.
Whichever one you like better.
Oh.
18 and 4.
19
7
and 5
was
was
for-
first.
19. The Defiant.
Ooh.
Oh man.
Yeah, weird, right? And 5. Fighter.
The Defiant Fighter. It's one it's in the arena district, but it's
I guess.
it's popular with adventurers such as yourself.
So we don't accept even anyone. That's a good thing for us.
Yes, they'll accept anyone with money who doesn't mind maybe getting punched in the face at the bar.
Well,
Sounds like a biker's.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like a biker's inn.
we will punch back harder.
Well,
so
we'll be
that
okay. I'm
shall
real
not
good
be a
at making
problem.
friends. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Or-
I
or
would
punching.
I would imagine a smash cut to there to Ibram getting like just
Yeah.
punched in the
Just
face.
simultaneously, the four of us flying out of the Batwing doors.
Yes, please.
Look at the camera. There.
Doggo! Doggo!
Yep, Lola's up on my lap.
Oh.
Lola, tell him what
Double.
you're gonna do. No, don't kiss me.
Every time.
Oh, you're
I'd
very
say-
stinky. I haven't given you a bath in a couple weeks. No, that's my face.
Now that we have lodging sorted out, I think Susa would go shopping for another dagger since everybody's so against her using her dagger
How
wanna
dare
for
ask-
they?
some reason.
I want to ask questions about the Sawagan
Yeah.
since we're doing that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are helping.
Lola.
Okay. So, if I'm not mistaken, these Sawagan are Titan spawn,
Yes.
Yeah.
and this. I'm not very versed in what they are.
Well, why don't you roll a knowledge nature check?
That's one of my worst ones.
Well,
So-
oof.
Oh no, it's not. Just a 0. Hey.
Did you roll
Awesome.
another 20? That's
Got
17.
17. That's real good.
17. That's close.
I guess I kind of know that they live in the sea.
Oh, yeah. So, you know that coastal settlers tend to refer to them as sea devils?
Mhm.
They are super big on, attacking ships. They work with sharks, and they're only limited in their amphibiousness. So they can only be out of the water for at least 4 hours before they start suffocating.
Gotcha.
Damn.
So
That's a long time.
I guess I learned about them from the priest
Yeah.
from discussing it. But I also have another question. Has your shrine been defiled like this before?
No. Not
This is a new
recently.
occurrence.
Yes.
Could there be any witnesses to this happening?
We don't believe we haven't tried, my friend. So
So, do you know when it happened?
it had to have been overnight. I don't know why he's getting southern too.
Everyone's southern.
He was originally a posh man like this. It happened overnight.
Well, he's like a priest of the common
Yeah.
goddess, right?
Hmm.
And the lady mentioned that they're jealous people from the temple of Enkili.
Yes. Yes,
Now-
that's who I would suspect. But if you can prove it's them sea devils, I'll believe you as well.
Do the two temples usually feud between each other?
We don't, it's not like we're kidnapping each other's mascot in the middle of the night and, spray painting one another's cars while they sleep and wrapping them in saran wrap to stick them to their bed.
Keely.
But we don't get along, no.
And then Keely's temple is the largest within the city, correct?
Yes, he is the patron god of this city.
He?
In Keely, I don't remember. I think in Keely's a he. I think
So
in
in
Keely,
this-
no. In
In this
Keely
city
is a.
he's a he.
Yes, and Keely is gender neutral, but in here he does go as a he.
In this city he goes by male.
Male, correct.
Very well. Why is it that all the trickster gods and all the capricious ones get the biggest temples?
Well,
Really speaks to mankind's true nature.
People like a bit of chaos.
Hey, don't you bark.
The
come on, Ibram.
Yes, he
Yeah,
Oh,
no
sorry.
barking, Ibram. People like a bit of chaos. It speaks to them.
I mean,
The Temple of Enkili might also hold information about our quarry. The two deities have domains over the sea. But then again, you said that Sawagan haven't been seen in these parts for how long?
In the city, years. Outside the city, all the time. They are constantly attacking ships coming in and out of the Harbor of Blossoms, which Bevan is retconning to actually be a super important harbor. He was dumb and didn't read the book properly.
Are there any recent arrivals that have suffered this?
Just the average small trader, but nothing
he-
out of the ordinary.
Is he someone that we can talk to? Find out how many numbers that these creatures have in the area?
I mean, you can try. This is more of a go there, find and kill kind of quest. There's a number of
I want to learn how many Sawagan usually attack a ship.
yeah. You'll probably be able to find that in a local seaside bar.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll ask around about that. If we can learn about their numbers, then we can prepare better.
Sorry, I was also, while my dog is on me and being good, might as well check for fleas.
Yes. No.
Our cat got fleas, so
Our cat keeps getting fleas, and the dog will get fleas for like a day, and then the fleas will find that her skin's too short and crappy to live on.
I have PTSD when it comes to fleas,
I
man.
hate
Why?
them
We've been
so
fighting
much.
fleas all summer.
They were really bad this year. Like everyone I know who has pets got fleas this year because they're like impossible to kill. It's like driving us nuts. They're so bad this year.
There's these pills that my landlord gives the cat that lives in the house, and they seem to work wonders. Like we haven't had fleas in almost 2 years now.
Yeah, that's what my vet suggested we might want to do if we can't get rid of them. But anyway,
It works.
I
Yeah,
think
that was-
we're gonna worry about setting up the adventure and doing a dungeon for next week. So that's probably gonna be it for us today. But we had a good almost 4 hour, a little bit of a late start, so 3.5 hour adventuring.
Can I buy a dagger?
Yeah, let's go shopping.
Can we buy potions?
You can buy
Yeah.
potions.
I don't have gold, so I cannot afford potions.
Oh man, I have like 4 gold and 90 silver.
Yeah.
That's
Oh wow. I have 938 gold and a
this
bunch of
many.
loot to sell.
I have 449 gold.
You
And
can
I think-
tell who went on the previous adventure and who
Yeah. And I think
Uh-huh.
the loot you sell will probably be split amongst the party, unless it's like specifically Ibram loot. I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, so I know, one of these items was already split up.
I'm gonna try to
So-
sell my carvings that I made.
Yeah, you roll to find a little bazaar. See if there's a craft fair going on. And,
What should I roll?
roll an investigation check.
All right.
Roll to find a craft fair. You got a
I
10.
rolled
A 10? I
Yeah.
mean, you don't find like a bustling craft fair, but you do find a few stands on the beach of people who are not the beach, like at the end of the docks, who are clearly buying stuff to go and sell afar. So you can
Okay.
find a trader there who would probably be able to buy your stuff. We're not going to do too much RPing with it.
Here's how I'm gonna do it. Because I am a priest, I'm gonna sermonize for an hour, and then I'm gonna sell to the crowd.
All right.
perfect.
I guess that would be a religion or perform check.
Okay,
Let's
so
do perform.
I mean, I was gonna do religion until you said performance, and then I was like,
Maybe
that sounds like
roll.
performance.
Maybe roll both is my thought. Like,
How about
because
this? Roll your religion, and depending on how high your religion roll is, will tell us if you get advantage, neutral, or disadvantage on your perform check.
All right. So that's disadvantage.
No,
So
that's
you are
just going to be
going-
neutral. It's
Okay.
going to be a neutral roll. So.
So then there's performance.
oh,
Not so
Man.
good.
Yeah,
I
so
can't.
you-
I can't do the what was it? Manaway loves ya.
Yeah. Instead, you're like,
Man.
you do that, and everybody's like, what the fuck?
Amazing.
So yeah, so instead of a whole crowd surrounding you, a few
Yeah, yeah.
weirdos do. Like, there's a bunch of Slytherin though, the rat people. They're loving it.
Plant the seed of good fortune.
Yes, yes. What do we do for this good fortune?
Life comes in circles, and the circle turns round and round, and sometimes goes up, but it mostly goes down.
I feel like I've heard this before.
All right, dog. Do you need to get down? Is that what you're telling me? Or are you just being a goof? She's just being a goof.
Don't
And
leave us,
all you gotta
Doggo.
do to save your soul is tend to the flock and tend to your own.
And buy these 2 carvings.
So yeah, so I remember one of the carvings we were saying was only going to be worth what, like 1 something gold, because it was kind of
Yeah, it was pretty. It was kind of tragic, but the other one was pretty good, like the bear one.
So yeah, a really young Slytherin, like a really young rat person comes up and is like, I like your little deer.
You do?
Yes, it's cute. I have this many, and holds up 80 silver. Or 8 silver. 80 silver would be a lot.
8 silver.
Yes.
I'm gonna take 3 of his 8 silver, and I'm gonna give him the deer.
Aw, thanks, mister. I like your glowy face, too. And then it runs away. On all fours, like it puts the carving in his mouth and then runs away. on all fours.
Oh my god.
Oh, I
That's
love
amazing.
rats. I love them.
Yeah, rats are adorable.
However, not many people are up for the bear, probably because it's too nice. So that's going to be one of those you'll just sell for to a general shop for the 5 gold that we said it would be worth. So
Cool.
nothing big, nothing less.
Thank you.
All right, Corinne.
Right,
Seems
yeah.
like
Oh,
Well,
seems like almost good.
Corinne like needs a dagger. So. Ow, dog, stop. Ow, I said ow for her licking my hand. Stop licking my hand. Stop licking the keyboard.
She does that to me all the time.
oh,
That's why I'm
Corinne,
always like, Lola, stop.
I have one of the daggers that you replaced with the dagger of Spiragos.
I mean,
Yeah.
if I can find another
And
one,
I don't need them anymore, really.
if I can find another one, I'll just buy another one because those ones are the bone ones, right?
Yeah, it's true. They can
They're
break.
metal, but if as soon as I get a crit, they're gonna break. So
That's fair.
yeah, I mean metal, figuratively, they're bone.
Yeah.
They're cool AF.
Oh, Matt, I got it.
Yeah, they're metal, not
but
like
yeah, they're metal.
metal. I don't have metal around.
Yeah, they're fire. Yeah. So I would. Do you want me to roll investigation, or you want me to like what do you want me to do?
Just roll a perception, an investigation. Yeah, that'll work.
I'd prefer to roll perception if you'll let me.
No,
Okay.
because perception is to see something that's there. Investigation is to find something.
Yeah,
A
that's real
3.
bad.
Yeah, you don't find a blacksmith. You just
Can
find
I help
like,
her?
Yeah, actually, no. You do find a blacksmith. You don't find a weaponsmith.
So he makes nails all day.
You're
like-
finding a guy who's making like nails and horseshoes and.
Ooh, I need a new pair of shoes.
Oh man.
Sir, do you know where I can find a weaponsmith?
What?
A weaponsmith, someone who makes daggers.
Staggers.
No, daggers.
Staggers. I haven't staggered my way into work in a long time, young lady. This guy
Well,
is very old. He
I
has one eye.
staggered into your establishment, but I'm looking for a dagger.
Roll a diplomacy check or
I think
persuasion.
I think the song of this one's hammer has made him partially deaf.
Oh, a dagger? I don't make daggers. I just make hammers and nails and horseshoes. Mostly equipment for boats and what would come off of a boat.
Do you know anybody who does?
I did. Most of them is dead now, like most of my friends.
Oh boy.
Well, that's depressing.
Damn.
Well
Poor man.
I-
then, I'll keep looking. Thank you, sir.
Yes, goodbye. Leave my shop now.
Can I roll again?
I mean, you can. It's gonna take a while. Someone else can roll too. Hey, dog.
I would
help.
like to help her, please.
Yeah, sure. You're gonna have to tell me your rolls because I have a dog's face in the way.
Investigation
Master got a
13.
13.
A 13 for real.
Yes.
It hasn't popped up on the stream yet.
It has for me.
Well,
Or I mean, in the roll 20.
roll up. Let me look.
If I would cheat, I would take a higher number.
No, a 13. No, yeah, you're able to find a competent weaponsmith. Nothing super
Perfect.
fancy, but you are able to find weapons. Weapons.
Perfect.
Okay. I would approach the weapon shop after it was pointed out by Masric. Thank you. I was a bit distracted. Do I see any daggers already on display?
Yeah.
Or
They've got daggers, he's got hand axes and short swords, and get out of my face, dog. Yeah.
is there any daggers that look especially good?
Yeah, roll a perception check. Stop it, dog. I love you, but geez.
18.
18? Yeah, you first thing you spot is a super fancy dagger, little waviness to its blade, a little Flamberg style. Yeah, it's clearly a well-made, shiny dagger, and there's a price tag below it that says 500.
Oh, it's a bit rich. Sir.
Yes. And an
This-
elf turns around. Hello.
This dagger here.
Oh, yes.
I like the look of it, but the price a bit steep.
Yes.
I think you're overcharging a smidge.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
I'm offering a bit of a barter here. 400.
No.
Oh, come on. You're not even playing the game, sir.
No.
All right then. Adam, the +2 short sword that we found at
Yes.
one point, have we sold that yet?
Nope.
I think
I
Adam's
use
using
it every
Are
battle.
you using that one? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I just want to make sure because I had it listed. But
Adam,
I
that
wasn't
+2 short sword. Gimme.
sure. Yeah, no, not if you're
That's
using
where I
it.
thought we were going. I was like, yeah, but
Even
I
though
do
this-
want to
even though
also
this
look for weapons while we're here.
Even though the short sword is a monk weapon, give it to me so I may sell it and buy a dagger instead.
So yeah,
well-
if you're using that, then I'm not going to sell that.
Yeah, well, you might have something for me, and
Yeah.
then we can.
And you can still do a
rearrange the
persuasion
gear.
check on him instead of just RPing with a yes or no, man. And Solemn did cast persuasion on you, so you get an extra D4 to that. Correct?
Okay.
Hey.
Yes.
So I get extra D4.
It's guidance. So
I got 14.
14. So he looks at you and he goes, no, but he does tap the price tag, and it changes from 500 to 450.
ooh.
That's very nice.
And then he like flourishes underneath it and goes, yes.
Nice.
Well, how about
Oh.
we can do a little bit of a trade, as it were. I have something. I'm checking the various loot things we have here. I don't have much listed. Okay. I'd like to trade some of my wine. Like, I'd like not necessarily trade it, be like, sir, I think you could bring that a little bit lower. How about we share a drink?
He goes, no, and he lifts up a glass of water and drinks that.
Oh, come on. A drink between friends. It's quite fine.
And he kind of like,
10.
yeah, I was gonna say like he kind of like scoffs and looks over to Adam, and like cups his hands together and is like, yes.
Oh yeah.
He's done with you, Corinne. 450 is the best you're getting out of this guy for that. dagger.
So what are you short on that dagger?
I am short
450
One-
gold.
1 gold.
Oh yeah,
What?
she had 449. I didn't even do that on purpose. I forgot.
Are you kidding? Goodness, here's a gold. Oh my god.
Maybe
I need
if
to
you
sell
weren't-
these pelts and gems anyway. We're gonna have more money. Take a gold.
It's like maybe if you weren't freaking tipping everyone and buying hats for Keith.
She's not good with money, okay?
Yeah. I'd give you a
Obviously.
gold.
This is a character flaw.
Sousa, buy the damn dagger. We got places to be.
Sir, I seem to have come upon what I needed. Here's 450. Although I still think your price is a bit too steep.
He goes, So, for people who haven't been playing a lot of 5e, they kind of they have made magic weapons incredibly uncommon and rare. So normally you don't buy them. However, there are rules in the DM guide that do allow you to buy a magic weapon, and this is a +1 dagger,
Cool.
which is
So what would that give me?
a +1
Like-
dagger. So a +1. So it's still a 1d4, but you get
Mhm.
a +1 to attack and damage rolls.
Okay.
Very nice. And it circumvents natural resistances against
Yes.
any.
Against non-mag. Like, so if something has like DR5 magic will get through it.
Yes. This dagger is technically a magical weapon then.
Yes.
Huh. Nice.
Any weapon that's got a +2 to it is magic.
I thought it was like very finely crafted or something.
That would be masterwork.
Yep.
So masterwork is finely crafted. +1 has like a light enchantment on it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Abram Sage. He turns around and suddenly his voice goes from to, all right, partner. What are we getting? No, just kidding.
Yeah.
He's still a yes or no man.
I'm looking for Falchion. Is what my goal is.
Well, why don't you roll to see
Yeah.
if we get a
What
good falchion?
did we say it was? So, what do I roll?
Perception.
Not bad.
Dog.
16.
I see that. I'm trying to type while she's trying to give me a kiss.
She just wants love.
All right, yeah. So you do see it's not a falchion, but it is a. It looks like a bastard sword, just a big two-handed sword. You know, hand and a
Is it-
half though. And it's
Got it.
sitting, behind the counter. Really fancy. And it doesn't have a price listed on it.
Okay. Well, in looking at it, would I decide the weapon could be described as versatile
Yeah.
and a finesse weapon?
I don't think it would be versatile.
Hmm. Well, then I'm not interested.
Mm.
Let me see what the internet has. I don't believe a. And it is a. Yeah, so it's just a long sword. So it is versatile, but it is not finesse.
No, I don't give a shit
Mm.
about it. Not even a little bit.
Unfortunately, that is what you find, though.
All right. Well, no new weapons for me today, I guess. But I do have a bunch of crap to sell.
Alrighty, you won't be selling all this magical crap to a weaponsmith because he's.
What about weapons?
I mean, he makes his own weapons.
Goodness gracious. Okay.
Sorry, I'm gonna be that guy and be like, you don't just. I don't go to Subway and be like, y'all want to buy a sandwich?
Yeah, but we don't live in a bartering society.
I know. I mean, but this is like a city. This isn't like a small town shop. This is like a fancy place.
Okay.
So,
cool.
But don't worry, you will. Next week we will do. I'll come up with pricing and some actual towns rather than not towns, shops rather than I need to sell stuff, because it is just about 4, so our stream on YouTube is going to end. So we're at a good place to end. We'll have a nice side adventure next week, because those are recommended for whilst you are in the city as side adventures.
Good.
There's just a really loud sound from above us. I hope everyone's okay.
What a good session.
Well,
I had fun,
thanks.
guys.
We
Yes.
are going to do the shout out. Since John Viva will be gone for a month, that gives us a good 3 to 4 Sundays where we will be down a player. So rather than replacing someone semi-permanently, we are opening this up to guests.
So if anyone wants to play, let us know. We'd be happy to have you in for a session.
Like most basic rules, you need to at least be on our Discord. You will need to have either had or will have an interview. And right now, it is very helpful if I've spoken with you before. So if you're just some rando showing up, I might be a bit, about it. Not that I don't like randos, but
But we'll give you an interview. So,
But yeah,
you
I know
if
at
you haven't
least
talking.
we're gonna have Darian Frost says he would like to make an appearance for an episode. I wouldn't be
And I
surprised
won't
if
sell his
Sender.
morning stuff.
I wouldn't be surprised if Sender came back.
Yeah, we might be able to get Sunder back.
Yeah. No barking.
But yeah, so if any of our players know someone who would like to be in a game, or if anyone watching would like to be in a game, let us know. We'd be happy to get you in for one of the sessions while John Viva is away.
No.
One last time, this stream was posted as a part of Con Plus 2 for the Butterfly Project. If you would like to donate, there is the link. It's a really good cause that brings like board games and things like that to kids in like underprivileged towns, and then teaches them, like social skills and things like that through board games. So it's really cool. And I would like to thank Jaren for helping us be a part of Con Plus. And I would like to thank all of you for being awesome and putting up with us while we were trying to get that working today. But we did it.
Woo! Anybody else have anything they need to pitch out? We are planning, damn it, playing Rise of the Rune Lords today. However, we do know how unfortunate our Sunday games have been. So if you guys don't see us later tonight, you'll definitely see us next week on Saturday for our Pirates game on Saturday nights. And yeah, we're working on getting more content. I've been pitching a twice monthly 1/2 shot adventure at noons on Friday, so noon Central Time, so our friends on the other side of the planet could play. And we'll have more news for that shortly. James is looking at starting a Vampire the Masquerade game Friday nights. And once Skull and Shackles is done, we're going to start a new Age of Ashes 2nd edition game on Saturdays.
But yeah, I think that is the size of it. Solemn. Victor, do you want to plug your stuff?
Always. Well, some of you might know, some of you might not. I'm actually a content creator for the Roll20 marketplace. I recently made something for the latest Roll20 charity pack that is available. You can see my work on that one. But I also have my own marketplace where I make items, tokens, and maps without any grids on them, so that you can see them and size them however you like.
My man.
I also make tools that you can use to create your own maps, tiles that you can just Lego together, walls, and make your own dungeons or inns or haunted houses. My most famous works are my totally not Spelljammers ships. So if you really,
look, if they don't
like,
want to make more Spelljammer stuff, that's their fault. So You're
if you really
providing
like Spelljammer, but you just don't have any available. My things are pretty close, but they're not Spelljammers. Okay.
Well, don't worry, because
They
they
are
haven't
not.
produced any Spelljammer content in a long time. Spelljammer, for people who don't know, is Dungeons and Dragons in space, but it still has the heavy fantasy
weirdness.
feeling. Like, they take, for spaceships, they are, sailing ships that have been given the artifact in order to fly through space. It's really neat.
Yes.
So there's
Sounds
still
awesome.
My
space like piracy, like yo ho ho space piracy.
My most famous
Yeah.
one is known as the Star Wall. It's a star narwhal. It's a ship with a huge horn on its front.
I love it. That's adorable. That's great. Everyone go check that out.
Yeah, go check them out. They're pretty cool.
Oh, I like the Star Wall.
The Star Wall.
I'm checking them out. The Star Ream and the War Turtle.
Ibram and Mazrick, do you have anything you want to say before
I
we
don't have
say goodbye?
anything.
Adam
Thanks,
just
everybody.
Adam just plays with lasers the rest of the week.
I do.
Perfect.
Well, sells
But-
lasers. I don't
Hey,
know.
No,
buy
I
big stuff,
repair them. I
that's
don't
it.
sell them.
Oh, you repair the lasers. My
Yeah,
mistake.
I'm a repairman, not a salesman. Ugh.
Yeah, those are losers working in sales.
I don't mean
Technically,
it. I don't mean
we
it.
work in customer service, but we do a
Would
lot
you
of sales. And
describe
customer
yourself
service.
as a laser engineer.
I
What?
think technician,
Perfect.
Technician would be more accurate.
Just
engineer
a-
designs it. Technicians. Yeah.
He just goes to work, gets the lightsaber. All right, it's time to fix the wires.
More or less.
Mazrick, is there anything you want to yell out?
I have Twitter, which is on the stream, so go check that out and buy big stuff.
Yeah, buy
Yeah.
big stuff.
Yeah, buy big stuff. That's
no
what I
matter if
got.
you need it, just buy it.
I would really appreciate it.
He's starving. Feed him. Feed our poor artist.
Look at him. He couldn't even afford more hair. That's why he had to cut it.
He had to get rid of it.
He
I had
sold
to-
his hair.
I've donated my hair before for wigs, but this time I didn't. I just had it cut.
You had to sell it.
No.
He needs the money, man.
Alrighty, I think we are just rambling now at this point. Thank you everyone for joining us. We had a great time. Check us out again. We might be playing again at 7 p.m. CDT with Rise of the Ruin Lords. If not, we will be back to that eventually. We've just had some health problems in the group that will have me in it, as well as some of our other friends. And then other than that, we'll be back with Scarred Lands next Sunday. And that's 12 p.m. CDT. And then I think we still have the next game would be our Saturday game, which would be our Skull and Shackles game. It is audio only. It's late at night, 10:30 p.m. CDT.
There's a lot
we're-
more swearing. There's a lot more being rude to the DM.
We're real salty. We're real salty in that game because we're pirates, and that's what pirates do. So come check us out. Join the Discord if you're interested. And thanks again, Bill. You have been our biggest supporter, and we love you so much.
Yeah, we'll totally look
Bill.
about getting you in a game, Bill. And we
Yeah,
are,
Bill, if you want to play, let us know.
and we're all gonna totally go raid Monopot Studios. So goodbye,
Yeah,
everyone.
they play-
Thank you for
Woo.
joining us, and everybody, hashtag raid the roll and all that good stuff.
Hashtag raid the roll.
Sorry, we're still doing. I always forget you have to click raid, and then they.
It'll take a minute. We just have to stand here awkwardly
I'm
now.
the worst.
Ready,
Yeah.
get ready.
Thumbs up. Thumbs
All
up.
right,
Get
now
ready.
we're raiding. Now hashtag raid the roll.
Hashtag raid the roll.
Read it.
Raid.
Finally, I can close it.
Close what?
The stream
Ah.
eating away at my internet.
Yeah, you were getting real blurry there for a minute.